That's right. It's 7 o'clock. It's time. It's time for us to do this. Hi. How's it going? Welcome to Order 42. I'm Rob. This is the show. The show where we talk about things, all the entertainment things. My hands are cold, which is weird because it's summertime. And God, I just forgot how to say your name. Calum? Is that right? Calum? I'm pretty sure Calum's right. Right? Jeez, I don't know. I'm terrible. But how's it going? Welcome. Good to see you. Calum. Got it. Okay. Calum. Got it. So how's it going? Did you have a good week? Good weekend? All the things? I've been, hey, Nightbot's here too. Nightbot just sits over here, just chilling. No big thing. It's good to see Nightbot. Yeah, let's see, what, I've been watching a lot of, trying to catch up on some shows that, I've been kind of neglecting. Shows that people keep telling me are good. We'll talk about those later. But finished Obi-Wan and picked up a Series X. Hey, that's not a bad week. That's not a bad week. We'll talk about some Obi-Wan too. Just kind of I don't know, kind of my final thoughts on it. You know what I'm saying? But I did want to bring this up first. Before we got started into anything else, it's a kind of a reminder to myself, and that is to thank you. Thank you for watching. For a guy like me who's been through what I've been through, to be able to do this and something that I really, really enjoy doing, and for people to watch it and enjoy it, hey, that's freaking awesome. And I really appreciate you watching. There's the whole like and subscribe and all that kind of whatever, I'm happy you're here. You know what I'm saying? I'm happy you're here. So if you're watching on the replay, thank you for watching it. If you're watching it live, which, Caleb, there you go. Thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate you being here. But there is something coming up in not this coming weekend, but the following weekend. And I wanted to bring it up just in case you weren't aware of it. And it is the Southeast Game Exchange. If you're not aware about it, it's going to be a cool thing. Look at all those people there. Look at all those people that are going to be there. I mean, that's pretty good. But also, let's go to guests. Bam. Look at all these people that are going to be there. Pat the NES Punk, of course. Know him. And look at that. The Game Chasers are going to be there. And on Saturday at 5 p.m. that time, Ted is here. Welcome, Ted. And thank you for being here too. But look, there's a lot of people that are going to be there. Of course, John Riggs is going to be there. Down here, we got Retro Wolf, friend of the channel. Retro Wolf, who helped us with the movie, he's going to be there. Look, there's going to be a ton of people there. But at 5 p.m., the Game Chaser S. It's weird. But look, they're going to be showing the movie at 5 p.m. at the Southeast Game Exchange on Saturday. So if you're interested in seeing the movie and you're in that area, you should totally go. The Greenville, South Carolina? Is it South Carolina? I'm not sure. I think it is. But you should go. If you want. It's a thing. Hey, look at that. Wait. The Melver. Oh, great. The Lame Chasers are going to be there. Pass. The chat thing is working. That's strange. It only works while I'm on it, and then it disappears. Gonna watch it this weekend since I got a few days off. Caleb, you haven't seen it yet? Melvor, have you seen the final? Final? I'm sure you have. I'm sure you have. I'm sure you got a code. That's weird. Okay, so the chat works completely different than it did on Twitch. On Twitch, it just stayed there. With YouTube, it look at that. You've not seen it yet. Huh. That's interesting. And it's also interesting that the chat thing is actually working, but it's totally different than I thought. That's a weird one. I'm gonna have to fix that. You've seen it twice with Grindhead Jim. I'm sorry that you have to. I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding. Yeah. So did you like it? I mean, it's, I'm proud of it. I'm proud of the work that we were able to do. No Bucho? Yeah, no Bucho in here yet. I mean, Bucho may be coming up soon because there's actually something that I kind of did just for him. And it's just because, he trolls me a lot. And I wanted to troll him. You thought it was very good, thought it was funny. Good. That's good. I'm happy to hear that. I was waiting to watch with your brother. Plans aren't aligning, so I'll just rewatch it with him. Hey, you watch it more than once. I mean, I don't know how many times I've seen it now. I've seen it many times. I finally got to show my dad 2 weeks ago, and he really, really enjoyed it, which was kind of I was worried that he was going to be like, I don't know why you have to do all that funny, goofy stuff. No, he really enjoyed it. He really liked it. So I was very happy. And of course, he's in the credits, along with the other supporters. So it was cool. It was cool to show him. It's cool for him to, take part in that. You saw his home from space, Bucho's home? That whole crazy New Zealand place? Hey, I mean, that's a thing. I hope he, doesn't feel bad about everybody seeing where he lives, like that. I don't know where he actually lives in New Zealand. I don't know if it's, southern part, middle part, northern part. The underwear was your idea. It's a good one. It's a good one. And I've actually thought about this, and this is something I need to talk to Billy about. I want to do a sort of almost like a Discord watch along or live commentary. And I think that'd be really, really fun for the people that come here, for the people that know me and that have seen the movie. Come into the Discord, get to watch it live, watch the, I don't know. I've been thinking about how to do it. Because I just think it'd be cool to do, and do it where it's like the movie is off in the corner, that way nobody can record it or anything like that. Nobody's going to want to watch it, this big on your screen. You know what I mean? I don't know. I got to figure it out. That small island off of Australia. Yeah. It's a beautiful place. I want to go there. I want to go there really bad. Now, Jim did it on StreamYard, on Patreon. Now, see, that makes sense because, look, I don't have a Patreon. I don't have as many people watching me as Jim does. So I don't think Patreon. I might have one or two. it's just, I don't know. It just doesn't seem worth it at this point. But it's at least for me. But it would be cool to do it on Discord. I think we could do it. I think we could pull it off. And I think we could do it in a way that everybody gets to enjoy the movie and gets to enjoy the live kind of commentary. Hey, this is when this happened. Hey, this was the first thing we filmed. Hey, this is, you know what I mean? Kind of like a behind the scenes. Because I love that stuff. To me, you can never have you can't have too many commentaries, because I love learning about the everyday stuff on set. I love learning about, hey, this is a real challenge to get edited because there was so much material to work with and blah, 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 it's a thing. It's a thing. I want to do it because I think it'd be fun. And it also would be really fun to get a Melvor commentary. You know what I'm saying? You love behind the scenes stories? I know it. It's one of my favorite things. It's like I just reviewed that 1492 and I was missing all of the behind the scenes stuff. I was like, why aren't there behind the scenes stuff on this DVD, or Blu-ray? Alas, when a movie doesn't do well, they're like, we're not going to spend the money to make this stuff. But I love that stuff. Love it. Sometimes the behind the scenes stuff is just as interesting, if not more so, than the actual movie. I don't know. Anyway, I'm glad you guys are enjoying that. Those of you who have seen it, yeah, I think it'd be fun. I think it'd be fun to do a commentary. We'll think about that. We'll figure that out. Excuse me. And I'm just gonna tell you right now, if it starts getting really hot in here, this is going back. We might have to pull it back. You remember when DVDs had mini games on them? Yes. Yeah, the mini games were kind of cool. And all the Easter eggs. I always liked finding the Easter eggs. But yeah, it's just not it's not a focus. It's just not a focus for the studios, and there's no benefit to them. They don't see the benefit that the customers get, because most customers are just doing streaming now. Hot and steamy stream, it, Leon. Welcome to Leon from the UK. And by the way, if you're on Discord, you might have seen me post earlier that Leon was live on Twitch. I wasn't able to join. I had some things going on. I had to do some things. But yeah, you should go check out Leon on Twitch. He's good. I think the Matrix DVD was the first one to do extras right. I mean, the Matrix one was great. I love the Blade Runner ones. Both of them are good. The 2049 isn't as good, but the first Blade Runner, if you're a fan. The Star Wars ones are really good. The Alien set. Whoa. That Alien set was really good. I mean, if you like Alien. But anyway, I wanted to show you guys some pickups. And unfortunately, there was one that was supposed to come today, and it said, "Oh, it'll be here by 10 p.m." I'm like, "Oh man, come on. That's not gonna be a problem. It always gets here like at 2 or 3. Well, it still says it's going to be here by 10 p.m., but it hasn't actually shipped yet. So I'm pretty sure I'm not getting it today. So we'll have to wait on that one. But I did get a couple things I just wanted to show off. Now, I've shown these all off before. These are, because I'm a Tolkien nut, these are hardbacks, but in paperback size. And for some reason, I like them. I love collecting these. I love finding these and buying them because they're fun. And I just bought like the Book of Lost Tales, in this format. And this one in particular is in like insanely good shape. It was $10 and it's like perfect. And like this one was like $4 and it was an old library book. Can you see? Will that focus? Focus. Mesquite, Texas. Yeah. So I was like, yeah, cool. $4. So I figured out there's a site called Abe Books, ABE Books. Okay. You can search for any ISBN number, which is what's on the back of your books typically. Either the 10-digit or the 13-digit. They're also on the inside. You can find certain editions and you can search for them and look and see, what's available and all that kind of stuff. So I found out that maybe I can get the exact one that I want, which is the Hobbit with the eagle on the front, but hardcover. So I placed an order and it didn't go well. This was $14 and it's this. It's like completely crappy. It's a crappy, it sucks. Look at that. It just looks junky. And it's basically this same, uh, it just looks bad. It's like they scanned it. They scanned this one with like, just a regular scanner, and the gold didn't, I don't know. It sucks. So I'm like, come on. Come on. So we're going to keep going on that one. But I did get something else. But let me catch up here. Let's see. First director's commentary I ever listened to was Usual Suspects. That was an interesting one. Absolutely. Great one. Bryan Singer and Christopher McQuarrie, if I'm not mistaken. The writer who went on to do, he's been doing Mission Impossible. He's been directing the Mission Impossible movies. That is a very, very good commentary. I remember that one. Amazon has lost 3 of your packages this year. I've never lost a package from Amazon. I keep getting this thing where it says, "Oh, it's taking longer than expected," and then it shows up like the next day, and I'm like, "Well, that's not that big of a deal." And then if you go to your listing on Amazon, it still shows that it's missing, and I'm like, "Okay, that's a weird one." That's the only problem I've had. I haven't had any problems. You've read Lord of the Rings, but never read The Hobbit. The Hobbit is more of a kid's book. It really is, especially if you've read Lord of the Rings. But The Hobbit is where I suggest anyone that's getting into Tolkien, you should start there, because it's easier to get into. But I love this, man. I just love I don't know. There's something about it. I just think it's cool, because in the first time I read The Hobbit was in school with one of these, but the yellow one with the eagle on the front. I want that one. But anyway, hardbacks for the win. No Nuts, render out one of the extra features and you play it on stream. I can totally do that. Billy, I just saw that. But yes, bring it. And I'll do it. When's the next game? And Leon, you won't. I'll totally do it. When's the next Game Chasers? When's the next Toy Chasers? Just watch the Brian Froud commentary on Labyrinth. Hey, that's a good. I just love all of that stuff. Usually when I get me a like a Blu-ray or 4K, whatever, I take a day and I'll watch the movie, watch the commentary or commentaries if they're available, and then I'll watch all the stuff. I just do it all in one day. I will give you more than a minute, Billy. You do what you need to do. I'm assuming that I'll have to jump into the old Google Drive. I can do that. But I wanted to show you the other thing that I got. Again, Hobbit related. Okay. Now this is something that I've had my eye on for a while, and I thought, why do I need this? I don't really need it. I've already got, I don't know how many copies of The Hobbit. Too many, probably. Too many. But there's something about it that I was just, I think I need it. And it's this. Ooh, look at that. Lenticular whatever on the front. And this is the facsimile gift set. The first edition of The Hobbit. And you might be wondering, why do you need the first edition? The first edition is actually different. But it opens up like this, and there's stuff inside. Ooh. Let me show you. Okay, first, there's a CD where Tolkien himself reads excerpts from The Hobbit. Now, almost everything on this disc is available on YouTube, but it's cool to have. Here, a commemorative booklet celebrating the 80th anniversary, which would have been 2017 is when this came out. Okay? So it comes with this, and it's basically, it shows some of the artwork that Tolkien himself did, right? And it's got just some commentary by them. Of course, that is Tolkien himself drew the, the cover. He did it himself. So this is cool. I haven't read this yet. But then you get the actual book, and it's like it's paper. It's kind of an interesting thing. Of course, it's got the map inside. And then when you look online, if you ever look online for a first edition Hobbit, that's what it looks like. Which is cool. Even got the original publisher. Now, what's special about the first edition is that, of course, he wrote this first. Then he wrote The Lord of the Rings, not expecting to do a sequel to The Hobbit. So what happens is the ring becomes message you, yes, Facebook, yes, do that. I will do that. Have it up in 10 minutes. Sounds good. But what's interesting is when Lord of the Rings came out, the story of the ring, the ring that Bilbo finds with Gollum, is completely different. It's bigger. There's more to it. In the first edition, when if you've seen the movie or if you've read the book, Bilbo and Gollum do the game of riddles, right? For Gollum to show Bilbo the way out. In the original movie, or in the original version of the book, the original edition, first edition, Gollum is like, "Oh, you found my magic ring. Well, a deal's a deal. I'll show you the way out." That's it. That's all that happens. So it's interesting to read the first edition and this different version. And then what he did is when Lord of the Rings came out, he went back and did a second edition and made changes and actually fixed some things throughout the book, some problems or whatever. I just think that's cool. So I now have the first edition. And it's just kind of cool. It's a cool set. There's one more thing that I want to show you, which is really cool. This is like my favorite thing, and it's such a goofy thing. But you get the map itself. Now, if you've seen the movie, or maybe even the old cartoon, right? The moon letters. So when there's hidden text when you hold the map up to the moon at a certain time of year and all that. Well, get my trusty phone light and tell me that's not freaking cool. So that's what it looks like. And then, come on, that's cool. Here, I'll show it. Hopefully this will show up even better. Okay. There you go. Oh, that's even better. That's cool. Which? I just think that's cool. So it's part of, like I said, it's part of this this collector set of The Hobbit. And I think it's cool. And now I have it. And it's weird. On UK, £50, Canada, $100. And I got this for like $44 shipped to me from the UK. Pretty sweet. I like it. So there you go. You don't read dwarf? I don't either. I know what it says though. Basically. Let's see. What I just remember it from the old movie when he holds up the map and he goes, "Oh yes, there are moon letters here. See?" And then he stand by the gray stone when the thrush knocks, and the last light of the setting sun will shine upon the keyhole. So in the cartoon, you didn't have to be there on a certain day. In the movie and in the book, it's the last light on Durin's Day. So it has to be a specific day. But no, it's just the last light of the setting sun will shine upon the keyhole. Anyway, it's kind of cool. It's pretty neat. Let's see. You need to watch the Alien versus Predator making of. Hey, that's pretty... the Alien versus Predator, the first one, I wasn't a big fan of that one. The second one, I think was it called Requiem? The one on Earth? That one was really bad, but our good buddy Miguel Guerrero, he did the effects, and there is one scene in particular that is horrific. It's an alien gets killed and acid drops on this guy's face when he's on the ground, and you can see it like eating into his skull, and it's gross. He did that, and I think that's cool. I did an interview with him. It's on the YouTube. It's pretty sweet. Can't stand when they put no effort in the extras. Oh, for sure. It's just a thing though. They don't the studios just don't see a point in it anymore because physical is dying. But hey, about to show a sneak peek of the Blu-ray behind the scenes documentary in the Order 42 show here in a few minutes. Oh God. There we go. I'm going to go ahead and retweet that and like it. I mean, why not? Does The Hobbit explain where the ring came from, or did that not turn up until Lord of the Rings? The ring came from Gollum. But yeah, the ring came from Sauron. Sauron created the One Ring. And then in Lord of the Rings, you see kind of what happens. Isildur gets it, and Elrond's all, you got to throw it in the fire. And he's like, no. And then he walks off, and then on the way home, he gets raided by orcs, and he tries to put the ring on, and he's in the water, and then he gets like arrows in him. So he dies, and the ring settles at the bottom of this lake bed. And then later on, Smeagol and Deagle, hobbits, come along and find that ring. Smeagol takes it. The ring corrupts him. He becomes Gollum. Okay, spoiler alert for all of Lord of the Rings, I guess, if you hadn't seen it. There you go. I think you would like Abara. It's a sci-fi horror manga that is only on hardcover. It's not very wordy, but it's visually stunning, and you can tell it has some alien inspiration. Okay. I'm going to put it on the list. Things to check out. Abara. I still kind of want to do the Berserk thing. Like lemon juice and the U.S. Constitution trick, National Treasure, right? I just think that's super freaking cool. It's goofy, but it's cool. Alien vs. Predator are great turn your brain off movies. Well, I mean, I'm not a huge fan, but hey, there you go. Alien's cool though. I love Alien, and I like Predator. But them together, they just haven't made a good one yet. At least in my opinion. Now, I wanted to show off, again, one more thing, talking about a little about Rings of Power. Amazon, right? Rings of Power coming soon. In the chat, there is a poll, and right now, let's see where we are. 12% says, yes, it's going to be great. 25% of you say, I'm cautiously optimistic. 50% of you say you're scared, and 12% says this is going to be awful. Leon, was that you? No, I'm kidding. They're awful, but I love them. Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. Okay. Okay. Let me see how I can do this then. Oh, I thought you were just going to send it to me. I get you. Now I need to sign into Facebook because I was expecting just a heads up. Hey, here it is. Where is it? There it is.
Action.
Oh. Okay. Now, nothing's going to be shown. I can upload it to the drive if you want. No, I've got it. The guy that designed the Alien was doing Dune before that. It would have been an interesting movie if it had been made documentary on YouTube about it. Right? I'm just gonna there's nothing wrong. It's not showing the like right here. See? Look at that. The actual chat is actually here. Let me do this. Move this here. There we go. You won't pass oh. I won't pass judgment because I don't actually care about it. I might work on the second season though. We shall see. Leon, that would be cool. But let's watch this, guys. How about this? Let's watch it here. Here we go.
Action.
Hello. I knew you two meat puppets would mess up again. You want to talk about a story? They gave me an address. He told me what I gotta wear, how I gotta go. Okay, fine. My phone goes dead on me the night before. The battery, I don't know. I'm lucky I can answer the phone. I'm a dinosaur anyway. When I worked in New York, all the other rookie cops used to call me, hey, you're working with the dinosaur tonight. So I'm driving up there and I lost the turn, and I guess Billy's casting director, she was the one, hey, answer, where are you? I'm up here and I can't find the exit. Finally they come, they get me, escort me there. Hurry up, the set's ready, the scene's ready. I get out of my car. I said, is this okay? Forget what you're wearing, just get in the scene. And I'm like, oh, okay, all right, whatever. The best is, I find out later, after the first day's over with, and Billy actually says to me, I looked at my partner, when you didn't answer the phone, I figured maybe he's dead. I said, I died? You want me dead? No, he thought you're dead. You're 77. What the heck? I mean, Jesus, you might die overnight. You didn't show.
The point in the movie where me and Billy are movers and he walks up, he's going over these whole lines and he starts getting madder and madder and madder, and you know his voice kind of raises gradually, and he's turning redder and redder and redder. And the first time he did that, I almost busted out laughing. I literally had to bite my tongue so I didn't laugh. So each take after that, I had to close my eyes and bite my tongue so I wouldn't ruin the take, because he was funny and he wasn't even trying to be funny.
The words just fit what I am. And I am. I'm that wacky dinosaur.
Well, we're having a different scene being set up. So this is an overcrank shot, which means it's going to be in slow motion. So yeah, so the lighting has to change. They're going to have to reset the scene for, you know, in between these two scenes. Yeah, this is going to be fun.
We need a base being destroyed. We only have one base, so you have to get it right. Give one shot.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Yeah.
I'm muted. There you go. There you go. That's cool. That was cool to see. Thank you, Billy. That was awesome. I'll have to play it again. I'm sure I'll have to play it again. There's probably going to be somebody who's just now seeing that and going, "Oh my God, I missed it." That wasn't Robbie. Oh, he had short hair. Oh yeah, that was me. That was me.
Funny. Eyes.
Let's see. Hold on. Man, that was, yeah. It's weird seeing that now. You can't wait to watch the whole thing. No, this is definitely real. I started growing my hair during filming, which gives you an idea of how long it's been. November 2019. That's crazy, though. I'm also a little thinner there, I think. I've gained some weight. But yeah, I cannot wait to watch the whole thing. He is so awesome. He really is. The guy has got so many stories. Like, you just have no idea. It doesn't matter what we're doing. He could tell you a story. He's got a story about something. And it's so much fun to listen to him. But then sometimes, I remember, yeah, sometimes there were times where you're like, I gotta I gotta go. I gotta do this thing. He's like, oh, all right. We'll continue this later. You know, just great guy. So much fun. And yeah, I think we definitely want him back for something. If and when we make another movie. If and when. Yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait to watch it. It's gonna be so good. You didn't know Mo threw a vase on the floor, bloody prop stealing special effects jobs? Hey. That's what happens. That is what happens. And those torches, they finally got to get used. You know? That's awesome. Thank you, Billy. Thank you, Billy, for showing that. That was awesome. I love it. I can't wait to see more. I mean, not just of me. I'm just going to skip forward to all the parts where I'm talking about something. No. It was really cool to listen to, for example, Dave talk about things, to listen to Scott talk about things from their points of view, because, you know, I know my point of view already. I was there. But to hear things from others' points of view is really, really fun. So I'm super looking forward to that. Next movie is going to be Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan? Maybe. No. Let's not do that. Let's not do that. That was awesome. That was so cool. And you know what? Screw it. Let's watch it one more time. You love that format too. Ask a lot of the same questions to everyone you interview and cut back and forth. Really great stories come out of that. Yes. Let's watch it one more time. So for those of you who missed it the first time, here we go. I mean, it hadn't been that long, but here we go.
Action.
Hello. I knew you two meat puppets would mess up again. You want to talk about a story? They gave me an address. He told me what I gotta wear, how I gotta go. Okay, fine. My phone goes dead on me the night before. The battery, I don't know. I'm lucky I can answer the phone. I'm a dinosaur anyway. When I worked in New York, all the other rookie cops used to call me, hey, you're working with the dinosaur tonight. So I'm driving up there and I lost the turn, and I guess Billy's casting director, she was the one, hey, answer, where are you? I'm up here and I can't find the exit. Finally they come and they get me, escort me there. Hurry up, the set's ready, the scene's ready. I get out of my car. I said, is this okay? Forget what you're wearing, just get in the scene. And I'm like, oh, okay, all right, whatever. The best is, I find out later, after the first day's over with, and Billy actually says to me, I looked at my partner, when you didn't answer the phone, I figured maybe he's dead. I said, I died? You want me dead? No, he thought you're dead. You're 77. What the heck? I mean, Jesus, you might die overnight. You didn't show.
The point of the movie where me and Billy are movers, and he walks up. He's going over these whole lines, and he starts getting madder and madder and madder, and you know his voice kind of raises gradually, and he's turning redder and redder and redder. And the first time he did that, I almost busted out laughing. I literally had to bite my tongue so I didn't laugh. So each take after that, I had to close my eyes and bite my tongue so I wouldn't ruin the take. Because he was funny and he wasn't even trying to be funny.
The words just fit what I am. And I am. I'm that wacky dinosaur.
Well, we're having a different scene being set up. So this is an overcrank shot, which means it's going to be in slow motion. So, yeah, so the lighting has to change. They're going to have to reset the scene for, in between these two scenes. Yeah, this is going to be fun.
We need a vase being destroyed. We only have one base, so you have to get it right in one shot.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Yeah.
I'll take it. Awesome. I love it. I love it. And you know, there's nothing that says that we can't watch that again if we need to. You know, if somebody misses it. And yeah, we all thought, we were like, I hope he didn't. Oh God, that would be awful. We were all thinking something happened to him. Man, I remember being very, very scared. Very scared. Oh, but yeah, the guy shows up, and you know, the weird thing too is that he knew his stuff as well as anybody on set. Like, he knew his stuff. He very rarely made a mistake. He was always like, and he could just crank it out. And then it was like, okay, it was almost like, dude, pull back a little bit, because you're going to have to do this a few times. And then in fact, there were times where, you know, there's coverage, right, between two people. So, for example, if you've got two people, look at that. Interesting. Huh. Shandy J. Huh. Interesting. Anyway, so you've got two people, right? A conversation. You know, you've got your camera, like you might have somebody like this, right? The camera's focused on this person. And then it swaps. So it's like this, kind of. You know, so you've got the person, you've got both sides, right, of the conversation happening, right? He would be giving 100% when it wasn't even him on camera, which is good to act against, but it's not good for your voice if you're yelling stuff constantly. So it was almost like, hey, dude, when you're not on camera, you don't have to scream. Save your voice. You know what I mean? That was one of those things that I thought was, you know, he was 100% all the time, always giving 100%. I know the whole Chasers crew here is here. I mean, what's going on? I don't even know what's going on. I mean, Melvor's here, and now we've got FJ, I mean, look, hey, we're just having a fight in chat. It's awesome. And Star Fox, Ricky, what's going on, man? I saw you earlier, but I don't know. I just took it for granted that you were here. So what do you know? Hey, there you go. Gosh, how do I come back to my show from this? If the Dongo, oh yeah, he ain't here. Never mind. I actually had some ideas about something with the Dongo. And I probably shouldn't even have been saying that. But I have some ideas for another story. Am I coming to South Carolina with you? I don't know. I mean, I didn't think so. I figured I hadn't heard anything, and I saw it on Twitter and stuff, and I was like, oh, that's fine. I don't need to go. But I mean, if you're asking, let's start writing on the trip. See? I mean, I don't know. Said it, now you got to share. Well, I'll just say this. There are things that happen where Dodongo is involved in this next story. And I had an idea based off of ideas we'd already had. I can't tell you. I can't tell you. I can't say it yet. I mean, dude, we're not even halfway through the script yet. Stuff and things happened. They did. But then more Robin Game Chasers is always a plus. Oh, Caleb, you're too kind. You're too kind. You know, I gotta say, when that last episode came out, I was like, oh, okay. So I guess a lot of the footage that I shot was worthy. Story time. I'll just say that I was worried because I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing for filming. I'm just going to film the way that I can. And hopefully it's usable. Hopefully I get shots that Billy likes, you know, because I mean, I don't know. I mean, I've watched plenty of Game Chasers episodes, but there's so much that's cut, you know, from, you know what I'm saying? You have to film a ton to get a 20 or 30-minute episode. There's a ton of footage that you don't get to see. So I want to make sure that I'm getting plenty of stuff that's workable for him. And Billy actually said that he was really pleased with the footage when he got it back. And I'm like, cool. I mean, I want to be, the one thing that I don't want is when I'm out with those guys, no matter what we're doing, I don't want to be a hindrance. You know what I'm saying? I want to be the guy that's helping out. And apparently I helped out. And I got to be in the episode, like actual on screen a couple times. That's pretty cool. So, Rob, the camera guy. Hey. I see that twinkle in your eye, Rob. I can tell you're getting excited about the new script. That's awesome. I mean, the weirdest part is that, because this is my first ever trying to write anything, the biggest problem is that you've got the first act is where you set everything up. The second act is where you get all of your characters together and you cause trouble for all of them. So that's where the meat of the problem is. And then act 3 is where everything comes together and everything works out. Or everyone dies if you're Rogue One. You know what I'm saying? Everything happens. So it's like, first act is the tripod is better than Dodongo, so you'll be fine. I mean. But you got that beginning part is fun. Because it's the introduction of everything, you know, and it's all of this like, oh yeah, this person comes in. Oh, this person that, you know, maybe you didn't expect. Oh, this person comes in. That's all fun. And then there's all of these things going through your head of all the fun things you can do, right? Oh, it would be really cool if there was a cameo of this person. Or man, it would be really cool if this happens to this character. And it's all of these little things that's all icing on the cake. The cake itself is difficult to get right because you've got to have a story that at the end of the day, you're going to get tired of the special effects or the visual effects. These days, it's mostly visual effects, right? Oh man, that was really cool when so-and-so character did this, you know, and it was all like he flew through the air and he did, that's all cool. But if the meat of the story isn't there, you get tired of it really quick. You watch it a couple of times and you might even find yourself next time you watch it, you fast forward to that part, you watch that part, and then you move on. You don't watch the whole story. Like I've seen Empire Strikes Back 1 billion times because the story itself is awesome. So that's what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to make sure that bottom layer, the cake, is awesome. Or at least is worthy. And that's the tough part. I don't know if it's worthy yet. I mean, the icing stuff, man, there's some tasty icing. There's some sprinkles on this cake that you're going to be like, love it. But that's the easy part. The hard part is the cake. There you go. A special effect without a story is a pretty boring thing. George Lucas. There you go. There you go. Rob needs an OnlyFans so we can see him more? You do not. You do not want that. More Robin Game Chasers. Well, see you later. Hopefully people have seen the movie. You know. Turned out really well. I'd love to see y'all do a movie podcast like you did for that top 5 horror movies. Hey. I mean, that's a thing. That's an idea. We toyed with that. We toyed with that idea for a bit. And I guess we're just, you know, we're busy. Everybody's doing their thing. Is it a chocolate cake? It is right now, it's a rutabaga and pineapple cake with elements of sausage gravy in it. At least that's how I'm looking at it. I'm like, okay, there are parts of this that I like. But this, man, this needs some work. Sausage gravy isn't good in the middle of a cake. You know what I'm saying? It's not. Trust me. You're helping them as helping us. I mean, I hope so. I hope so. Is the icing made of... Hey, you can say what you want, okay? I mean, you know, we could get on a schedule for podcasting. Hey, look, I would be willing to do whatever you want to do. I mean, if there's one thing that I can do, it's I can give some opinions, you know? And Billy just said, I want to render out one more small thing for me to play. I'm down. I am down. You just tell me when. Tell me when. Goes good with biscuits, basic same ingredients. True, but say what you want. Patricia isn't here. That's true. That's true. You remember? Okay, that's where that all started. It was a Twitch show. It's on YouTube, but we cut out part of it because of there were some things. There was some things in there that needed to be taken out. Not because it was lewd or anything, but because there was a story told that maybe shouldn't have been told. At least for longevity's sake. You know what I'm saying? Like for the end of time. I remember the story, and I know Leon remembers the story because he told it. But hey, we had to take that part out. But it was the whole thing, since Patricia's not here. We can tell this. It was out of nowhere. Billy said, don't you hate it when you're eating your birthday cake and the icing is cum? It's like, yeah, I would hate that. But the way he said it, it was so funny because it's like, don't you hate it when? Like, it happens all the time to him, you know, apparently. So, there you go. Now, I have got a billion things to talk about here, but we're going to do a little bit here. LOL, what the, right, Caleb, right? What is that? And where did it come from? But you should have heard when we were at, God, where were we? Was Houston and in, well, I think it was Houston. Okay, it's up. All right, let me check. Have you seen this? Have you heard about this? Oh, there it is. All right, here we go. Let me click on this. Let me pause it. Okay, moving over. You ready for another clip? Another clip behind the scenes? Here we go. This says Morton. Let's see.
So I play Morton, who is the villain of the movie at first. And if you're watching this, let's hope you have seen the rest of it, because I have quite the turn and end up joining the boys. And you find out that, in fact, Billy and Jay are the bad guys. Spoilers. So I remember Billy sent me the script, and it was weird because I was going through the pages, and they were made of cum. It was the craziest thing.
Oh, love it. I love it. One more time. Now, what are you saying oops for, Billy? What are you saying oops for? Now, wait a minute. What is the address? What bakery is he going to? Oh, gotcha. Oh, we're the real bad guys. I mean, from a certain point of view.
So I play Morton, who is the villain of the movie at first. And if you're watching this, let's hope you have seen the rest of it, because I have quite the turn. And I end up joining the boys. And you find out that, in fact, Billy and Jay are the bad guys. Spoilers. So I remember Billy sent me the script. And it was weird because I was going through the pages and they were made of cum. It was the craziest thing.
You know, I will say, I can say this. I can say this. It's my show. I mean, I set all this up. It's my show. I can say this. Dave is extremely frustrating because he's so stupid funny. He's witty on a level that I am not, and he's witty on a level that I wished that I could be on my best day. And it's irritating. It's just irritating. His comedic timing is, I don't know. It's like this. So back in the day when we were doing the Switched On podcast, my God, 17 years ago. Okay. I was never the funny guy. I was the guy that threw gas on the fire. Jerry was the funny guy. And whenever I could make Jerry laugh, it was a good day, because I respected him as somebody who's big. He's good with comedy, you know, and he makes me laugh harder than just about anybody. I mean, seriously, he would make us gut laugh like so hard after lunch that it would hurt in a way that's not normal. You know what I'm saying? Like, think about being really full and then gut laughing all the way back to the office. Terrible. So anyway, it was always my goal to make him laugh. And if I could make him laugh, then I felt like I was doing something right. With Dave, it's the exact same way. And just once, I would like to be the funny guy. I would like to be the guy that's that funny. I mean, luckily, most of the time, when I'm with my family, I am the funny guy. But I'm just not that good. So it's frustrating in the best way. You know what I'm saying? It's like I respect him. I see him as an entertainer, and I don't understand why he's not huge. Like, he should be huge. Anyway. Yeah. Okay, wait a minute. Yeah, he definitely needs to leave that in. At least make it as... Come on. I didn't see it. And we were just talking about it. So, somebody's got to buy them. Yeah, it was... Now, wait a minute. What are y'all talking about being cold? It was super freaking cold. It's cold all the time. It was very cold that night in Texas. It was. It was really, really cold. Don't we all want to be the funny guy? It's hard. Oh, Dave's last night? Well, to me, it's like there were 2 nights or 2 days that stick out. One, the day where it dropped in the middle of the day, where it went from, it was like high 60s, so comfortable, to low 40s, high 30s, and the wind was blowing and it started raining. That whole day was hard because I wasn't prepared for it. Then the night where in the movie it's the carnival, that night was cold. Really cold. But it still wasn't as bad to me as that first day when it dropped like 30 degrees in a matter of like an hour. It was so bad. It was so bad. I mean, just like everything just felt frozen and you just, it was miserable. Miserable. But what I did is, the next day I woke up and went to, I think I went to Walmart and bought, those thin long john type things. And I wore them all the time. I wore them almost every day after that. And you know what? They worked. They worked great. Now my hands still got cold and my ears would get cold, but luckily I had, my beanie, all that kind of stuff. It's really just the hands. The hands was it. Everything else was good. It was good. So if you're ever going to be doing some outside shooting, make sure you do that. Make sure you get those long johns going. You know what I'm saying? Nightbot, chill out. Chill out. It's okay. Just chill out. And Bucho was here. Huh. Spent so much on those damn hand warmers. I know it. Those, I mean, I didn't use them that much, but I know there had to be a ton of them because everybody had 2 or 3 sets. Oh, but it's good to see you, Bucho. It's good to see you. We've been showing some behind the scenes clips of the movie. Speak of the devil and the Bucho appears. I know it. It's weird. It's weird how that works. What time is it? It's 8 o'clock. We're an hour in, and I've gotten through 2 of the approximately 17 different things. How many clips have been shown? Just the 2. Billy showed 2. Well, I showed 2. Billy provided 2 clips to me. But I wanted to show this since Bucho was here. There was a thread on Twitter from a very popular author that was kind of interesting. It kind of came to my attention via joeblow.com. 2 out of 17. Yes, there's a lot of news items. There's a ton of them. But I wanted to show Bucho this because apparently Stephen King and we share the hatred of a specific movie. Stephen King reveals that Michael Bay's Transformers is the only movie he's ever walked out of. How you doing, Bucho? Huh? How you doing? That was for Bucho, okay? That was for Bucho. There's a third clip, but it's in Rob's private folder. I mean, I don't think I have any. I mean, I have stuff that I filmed, but it's not like professionally put together like what Billy does. You walked out of Interstellar. That film was bollocks. That's Michael Bay and Steven Spielberg's Transformers. Thank you very much. Yes. Stephen King just went up a notch in my book. Hey, I thought that was pretty funny when I saw that. I thought it was good. I thought it was a good thing to see. That Stephen King has some taste. Now, the thing is, Stephen King, see, he writes in a completely different way. We were talking about screenwriting earlier. Like me, I like to have at least a guide, like an outline of where I'm headed. Stephen King comes up with an idea and then just sees where it goes. And sometimes, I was watching an interview with him where he said that he would write 6 pages a day. That's it. He would just write 6 pages a day. Sometimes that's how he comes up with all these short stories, is because he's writing something every day that he's sitting down to work. He doesn't work every day, but he works most weeks. When he's working 5 days a week, and he gets at least 6 pages done a day, which is crazy if you think about that. That is insane, cranking that out. But it's also why sometimes his stories can be so amazing, and then you get to the end and you're like, what the hell was that? So look, Stephen King has made some stinkers too, and especially when it comes to the ending. the guy can write. The guy can pull you in like no one else. There's nobody else that grabs you by the throat and says, "Come along with me." It's awesome. In a non-creepy way. Anyway. You walked out of Terminator Dark Fate. Wow. Only movie I walked out of was Wild Hogs, I think was the name. Yes. That was the Tim Allen, John Travolta. Yeah, that one was yeah. I'm kind of curious too, Star Fox. At what part did you walk out? Was it the beginning? When the thing happens? I don't know how many people have seen Terminator Dark Fate. I actually like the movie. It's fine. It's not great, but it's not bad. I just thought it was fine. It was entertaining. While the visuals were happening and I was watching them, I enjoyed it. Genesis. Yep, the beginning when the thing happened. I get that. I totally get it. Very Alien 3. You know what I mean? Jason Takes Manhattan was the first movie you wanted your money back for. Well, your parents' money. Now, I'll tell you this. I have only walked out of one movie. Two movies. I forgot about the other one. The first one was Maverick. Not Top Gun Maverick. Maverick. Mel Gibson, right? The Western. And the only reason we walked out of it was because we just weren't feeling it. We were like, okay, this might be a good movie, but I'm not in the mood for this kind of movie. And I had friends that worked at movie theaters and I could just go watch another one. So that's why we walked out of it. Okay. The other one is, oh my God, Coen Brothers. I just went blank on it. Crap, I'm going to have to look it up, aren't I? I'm going to have to look it up. I can see the poster and everything. I just can't think of the name. Really? Just pull up. Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay, why would you put your... Lady Killers. I didn't even find it. It just came to me. The Lady Killers. Tom Hanks. And that is what it's called, right? We just weren't... It was me and April. Yeah. The Lady Killers. We just said, screw it. I'm not into this movie. It was really April that was like, she was feeling it worse than I was, but it was so like, the movie was pretty average. Yeah, I just wasn't feeling it. April really wasn't feeling it. And it was one of those days where April and I used to do this a lot, where we would both take a day off and then we would go and see like 2 or 3 movies in a day. We would just go and, hey, bam, 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 let's watch 3 movies. A couple movies we hadn't seen, And The Lady Killers was one of them. We just said, screw this. Let's go watch something else. So that's what we did. Now I still haven't seen it. I still haven't seen the whole thing. And you walked out of Lincoln, Shady J? Now see, that's one that I could kind of see, especially if you're not in the mood for it. It is a slow, dry movie. But I can totally see that. Totally. Yeah. I like the movie, though. Spielberg, man. Abe Lincoln Vampire Hunter. Yeah. Now that's a different one. That's a different movie altogether. Muffin Hands hates Tom Hanks. No. She just hates that movie. That movie, if you think about it, that's one of those where I feel like the tone of that movie is all over the place. Because it's got this very almost old school kind of feeling to it. And then you've got Marlon Wayans in it. and he's cursing up a storm. And it's like, it just doesn't seem to fit the tone. The tone doesn't mesh to me. So that's part of the reason why I was just like, I'm fine with leaving. I don't care. But yeah, that movie was weird. The movie was a weird movie. Slasher set in a grocery store. It was great. Can't remember the name though. Serial killer, as in like Frosted Flakes cereal. Well, I think it's time that we go off and let's talk about Rings of Power a little bit, because it is in the poll. How are we doing on that poll, by the way? Oh, wow. So 10 votes. 10% says it's going to be great. 30% says cautiously optimistic. 40% say I'm scared. That's kind of where I'm scared. I want to be optimistic about it, but I'm worried. And then 20% says this is going to be awful. I want to show this because this got announced, I think last Wednesday. And yeah, I'm super excited for this. It's a book, and yeah, it's not really by Tolkien. I mean, it is, but it's the fall of Numenor. Numenor is where the Second Age is. That's the Second Age. That's where the Rings of Power is going to take place. This is coming out in November. Now, what they've done is, you know what? I'll just read you the blurb here. Presenting for the first time in one volume, the events of the Second Age as written by J.R.R. Tolkien, and originally and masterfully edited for publication by Christopher Tolkien. This new volume will include pencil drawings and color paintings by Alan Lee, the one on the cover, right? He did all the covers. Who also illustrated The Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit and went on to win an Academy Award for his work on Lord of the Rings film trilogy. Tolkien famously, aren't they doing a show about Rohan also? They are. The War of the Rohirrim or something like that? The Ride of the Rohirrim? Yeah, it's an animated film, and it's going to be on Netflix. So, strange. But Tolkien famously described the Second Age of Middle-earth originally in The Lord of the Rings. He said, it's a dark age. Not very much of its history is, or need be, told. Strange. For many years, readers would need to be content with the tantalizing glimpses of it found within the pages of The Lord of the Rings and its appendices. It was not until Christopher Tolkien presented the Silmarillion for publication in 1977 that a fuller story could be told for. That's a weird way to write that. Though much of its content concerned the first age of Middle-earth, there were at its close two key works that revealed the tumultuous events concerning the rise and fall of the island kingdom of Numenor, the forging of the Rings of Power, the building of the Barad-dûr, which is the tower in Mordor, and the rise of Sauron and the last alliance of elves and men. So that's what the Second Age is all about. Christopher Tolkien provided even greater insight into the Second Age in Unfinished Tales of Numenor and Middle-earth in 1980, expanded upon this in his magisterial 12-volume History of Middle-earth, in which he presented and discussed a wealth of further tales written by his father, many in draft form. Now, using the Tale of Years, which is in the appendices, Lord of the Rings, as a starting point, Brian Sibley, who's the editor of this, has assembled from the various published texts in a way that tells for the very first time in one volume the tale of the Second Age of Middle-earth, whose events would ultimately lead to the Third Age, the War of the Ring, as told in Lord of the Rings. The Fall of Numenor will be published by HarperCollins, simultaneously released globally November 2022, subsequently in translation around the world. Now look, I've read The Silmarillion and Unfinished Tales. They're awesome. I love it. This is where Rings of Power is getting the stories from. But is it going to be good? I don't know. I'm scared. I don't know. Oh. I'm just, I don't know. I don't know what to think about it, but this cover looks awesome because this is Numenor is the ancestors of Aragorn. So there you go. So many ring lords, I know. Kind of like what happens between episode 3 and episode 4. Yeah, and the thing is J.R.R. Tolkien himself kept adding to the mythology that was kind of like the foundation for what the Lord of the Rings stood upon. He kept working on that, but never found it worthy to publish because it was just all over the place. So that's the whole thing. And what his son did was got all that stuff together and made it to where it was, I guess, easy to digest on all the ideas. And there are some absolutely beautiful stories in the Silmarillion and Unfinished Tales. The problem is they're unfinished. They're not 100%. There's probably things that J.R.R. Tolkien wasn't happy with, and he kept meaning to go back and do it, but then he kept getting distracted by this, all these different, the weird thing where the Lord of the Rings came out basically pirated in the US in the 70s, 60s and 70s, an unauthorized edition, and Tolkien wasn't getting any money for it. These books were flying off the shelves and Tolkien wasn't getting any money for it. So he had to have an injunction, all that, to have it be removed from shelves, all that kind of stuff. So, look, J.R.R. Tolkien was a busy guy. How many fingers have been in those rings, do you reckon? I don't know. I don't want to smell it. That's for sure. Numenor, is that where Arya Stark went to assassin school? No. No, Bucho. Mr. I'm a troll guy. Got to be cautious about movies. I like getting sequels years later, especially after Star Wars. Still scared of what may happen to the Red Sonja movie. Look, and that's the thing. If you think about all the different movies, the big movies that come out, most of them are based on a prior property, a prior intellectual property, because that's where the money is, right? It's easier to bank that people are going to remember this thing and go see it because they liked the first thing, instead of having something that's like original, which is tough. Coming up with something original. I mean, look, even The Matrix. The Matrix came out and was groundbreaking, but it was a very, very similar story to many things we've seen before, just with a different twist on it. I mean, if you break it down like that, most movies are like that. But it's hard. It's hard to come up with something new. But Top Gun Maverick is one of those where it's like, holy crap, this movie could have been crap. Like absolute, like, I can't believe they wasted the money. And yet, the thing made $1 billion. $1 billion is what it hit this weekend. That is crazy. Crazy. And yeah, Tom Cruise thanked everybody. To all the films and release, to all the studios, and to all the exhibitors, congratulations. To the audience, thank you for venturing out and allowing us to entertain you. See you at the movies. You know what? Thank you, Tom Cruise. Without you, that movie wouldn't have been anywhere near as good as it could have been. And man, look, I don't know how many of you guys haven't seen Top Gun yet, but holy crap, you need to see it. It's really, really good. It's so much better than it has any right to be. I mean, a movie from 1986 coming out in 2022, a sequel coming out and being as good as it was, I can't even believe it. I don't know. And that crazy Greek is here? That crazy Greek is here. Welcome. How's it going? Good to see you. The Raid Redemption and the Raid 2 are amazing. Yeah. But, I mean, if you really think about it, there's so many different stories or so many different movies that are almost like remakes of other movies. They're just done in a slightly different way. I mean, if you'd seen Ghost in the Shell and you watched The Matrix, you were like, hey, they stole that shot from Ghost in the Shell. Oh my gosh, look at this shot. It reminds me of this. It reminds me of that. But Haven't seen any Blade Runner or Top Gun movie. LOL. Never looked like my thing, honestly. Maybe one day. Hey. This is one of those things where, I understand. that there's going to be people that don't like Blade Runner. Leon's one of them. Can't stand it. I love it. But the thing is I didn't love it the first time. The first time I'm like, okay, I mean, I get it. I get why people like it, but it's just not for me. And it took me buying that big ass 5-disc or however many discs it was, that Blu-ray set that came out in like, I don't know how long ago it was. I think it was 2007, 2008, 2009, something like that. Somewhere around there. It came out and I said, screw it. I'm watching every version. And for whatever reason, watching all of those different versions and then seeing the behind the scenes, it made me appreciate it more than I did otherwise. Because I don't know what it was, but even though I could say, yeah, I've seen Blade Runner and I didn't like it, there was something about it. It was in my head. It stayed in my head. And man, I love Blade Runner now. And 2049 to me, isn't quite as good as the first one, but man, it's a beautiful movie. That movie is so good. Like if Blade Runner is a 4-star for me, Blade Runner 2049 is like a 3 3/4. It's great. But there you go. See, Leon said better than the Borgasm original. Hey, what are you going to do? The final cut. Yep. But see, like it was so interesting from somebody who's interested in the making of movies to see all of those different versions. The version with the narration, the work print where the narration's gone, but the unicorn footage is in there. And then all of this, I mean, it was interesting to see every single take on it, you know, and what worked, what didn't work, the things that he decided to focus on, the things that he decided to take out. Like some very, very famous lines were taken out for the final cut. But yeah, you just woke up from your nap, got up at 5 a.m. to watch Nintendo Direct. Oh, look, I like Nintendo. I love Nintendo. But I'm not getting up that early for a Direct, and that's probably why I don't have a huge YouTube channel focusing on games. It's just me. Yeah. Everyone was loving Avatar for some reason. It's Fern Gully, The Last Rainforest, pretty much shot for shot. I don't think you've seen Avatar enough if you think it's Fern Gully. And yeah, Avatar there's some archetypes there that have been in many movies. Oh my God, Patricia's here. Okay, everybody watch it. Everybody watch it. It's on your Facebook again. Patricia, I apologize. See, what you have to do is make sure you restart your phone at least 4 times, because that's the problem. But see, Avatar, you have to, I mean, look, I know there's people that love to hate on Avatar now. But Avatar was a worldwide phenomenon for a reason. It's amazing. James Cameron is an insanely amazing director. And there are scenes in that are just as cool, just as awesome, just as so much movement. I love the way he directs. His action scenes are his forte. Terminator 2, of course, beautiful. Every movie has got something in it that's like, oh my God, that's so freaking awesome. Dude, when I think of True Lies, to me, the single shot that makes me think of True Lies is when it's about 2/3 of the way into the movie, and it's the flamethrower part, and then I think something he throws I might be misremembering this, but it's when he sees the gun on the ground, he kicks it and it gets up, and then he turns and shoots. It's such an awesome shot. James Cameron is known for having just those shots of just, oh my God, that's awesome. Avatar is no exception. And I understand if you don't like the story, if you're like, oh yeah, I've seen this story before. I love it though. I still love it. I watched it recently and was like, yeah, this movie's good. I like this movie. You like the live action Ghost in the Shell more than the anime? Oh my God. I've never seen the live action. Maybe I've heard a lot of people don't like it, but I've always wanted to see it. It's on my watch list. I just never watched it. You've owned Blade Runner 2049 for so long and haven't watched it. And Legend is a gorgeous movie. Talk about a movie with some problems. The US version of that movie has some problems. But man, I love that movie. I really, really appreciate the international cut, or the non-American cut with the Jerry Goldsmith score. It's like 30 minutes longer. It works so much better. It actually makes sense. To me, Legend, the US version, is almost like a fever dream where, and it's, it's Ridley Scott. I love Ridley Scott, right? But there are scenes that there's no padding. There's nothing there. It's constantly moving from scene to scene in a way that it almost doesn't make sense. It's just weird. It's a weird movie. And it's because they were trying to cut it down for American audiences. But yeah, the extended version's better. Just my opinion. Halfway through a rewatch of 2049 and can report it still rules. It really does. It really does. Let's see. Wait a minute. Wait. Oh my gosh. The freaking chat is going nuts here. Why can't I go back? Okay. Need to watch Avatar still. The 3-hour time kills you though. See, that's what I don't understand. Like, people binge shows all the time. They'll sit down and watch 8 hours of a show that just drops on Netflix. And yet then they'll complain about a 3-hour. I've said it before. I'll say it again. It's from Ebert, but no good movie is too short, or no good movie is too long, and no bad movie is too short. That's the way I look at it. I love Avatar. And yeah, it may be Smurfs, but I love it. Let's see. Wait. Avatar game is coming out. It does look good. It's probably going to be crap, though. Just saying. The 3D hype, true, but I also loved watching the movie. Okay, Bucho, if you're so smart, talking about Avatar, why did I watch Avatar so much when I got it at home on a 2D screen? Huh? It was everything. It was the music. It was the editing. It was the way things were shot. It was man, I'm telling you, when that thing goes down, that big shuttle thing goes down, spoiler alert for Avatar, when the thing goes down and I can't remember the bad guy's name. And he jumps into that mech thing, and he puts the thing down, he puts himself out because he's on fire. And then that shot where it's like from the bottom and he jumps past the camera through the doors, I guess Bombay doors, but the doors, he jumps down and then he lands and the ship crashes behind him, the flames, and then he has this face like, I'm gonna kick his ass. It's so awesome. How can you not love that? How can you not love that? It's awesome. Great movie. Wait, I'm so behind on the chat here. You'd still date one of the one of the blue alien things from Avatar? I mean, I don't know. Wait, Korean movie, slow but good. The Witch Part 1. Sequel is at the cinema at the Mo. You're fond of the Tangerine Dream music, though? Me too. And I'm a fan of that, the song at the end. However cheesy, Legend at the end, that song, the lead singer from Yes is singing that song at the end. I still like it. But it's cheesy. It's really cheesy, but I like it. You restarted your phone 4 times and the video's still on here? I think you were lying to me. Patricia. I'm sorry, Patricia. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. You don't binge watch. RRR, that's the triple R. I want to see that movie and I haven't seen it yet. Why did you watch Avatar 4 times on the big screen and 0 times since? Because you have no taste. Just kidding. Unless it's Game Chasers, you do binge watch. Okay, I mean that's a different thing altogether. Dark City. Ooh, Dark City is a good one. That is a good one. And what's his name? Rupert. Can't remember his last name, but he was just in Obi-Wan. The main, isn't that the same guy, the same actor, he was the Inquisitor in Obi-Wan. Isn't that right? Hold on. Am I right? Now I've got to know. Biddy boo. Actually, I could do that. Rupert, and he'll be. I think I'm wrong. Now that I'm thinking about it, I think I'm wrong. Okay, what was his name? It isn't Rupert Friend. Rupert Friend played the. Oh, it's like Rufus Sewell, isn't it? Yep, Rufus Sewell. Different guy. Sorry, I was wrong. But yeah, Dark City is a good one. Why has Avatar made almost no impact on the pop culture conversation? It's the least referenced quoted blockbuster of all time. I don't know, Lucho. Probably because somebody somewhere made it cool to not like it. That's really all I can think of. You're the wife of Dillian. I would appreciate you not making fun of my marriage. Yeah, that crazy Greek. Yeah. Sometimes you got to watch out for Patricia. I mean, Patricia, look, Patricia, I appreciate the, I mean, not only did you subscribe on the last show, you were here for quite a long time, and that definitely helps my watch numbers. Watch time. It helps with the, views and all that stuff. I really do appreciate that, Patricia. So thank you for being here once again. Star Fox. Patricia came into the chat on the last stream, and apparently, like I said, Facebook is promoting my video over on Facebook, and Patricia has found herself here and watching and in the chat and participating. So that's a thing. So yeah, it's a strange thing, But look at this. I wanted to, before we moved on to anything else, I did want to show this. These are some of the images of the orcs from the Rings of Power. These were released the other day. I think these are pretty cool looking. I mean, the technology, the makeup is really cool. It's really, really cool. This looks great. I mean, come on. This looks cool. Now, the fact is, you can have great effects. You can have great special effects here. You've got great makeup. You can have amazing vistas, visual effects. But then, if the story sucks, it's very cool, though. Very, very cool. I wanted to show that off before... And for whatever reason, that didn't... Wait a minute, that's weird. I wonder if... Did Nightbot... I think Nightbot might have... I think Nightbot blanked that out in the chat, but it showed it through the Streamlabs chat. Interesting. No time. Okay. No timeouts. Huh. That's really, really weird. That's really weird that it did that. But I'm assuming that it just... I don't know. I'm assuming it just said screw it. I'm not putting that in there. But you know what? We are halfway. I don't know. We're 90 minutes into the show, and you know what that means? That means it's time. It's time for Have You Seen This? That's right. It's Have You Seen This? And what is Have You Seen This? Have you seen? Yeah, we saw that, Patricia. Yeah, we saw that, by the way. Patricia called herself the wife. Yeah, I saw that. Interesting. This is an interesting thing. But Have You Seen This is a fun thing where we get to look at some fun things that I found on Reddit. Sometimes it's like something that I think is adorable, just cute as hell. Sometimes it's something that's really like oh my god, that's really cool. And sometimes it's really funny. So hey, you saucy minx. Oh man. Anyway, let's check out some of this. Now, one of these, Bucho sent me this, or this was on Reddit, but it's something that Bucho had also sent at some point. I don't know what's going on, but Patricia for the win. Hey, exactly. Patricia, you go. But let's see some of this fun stuff.
Right, you know what I mean? So we would just buy it in the dealer, right? You know what I mean?
Yes, that's a squirrel playing with the ball.
It was like they talked about this extensively. You know what I mean? And yeah, that's pretty much it. And then when the next buyback comes, you know, the next charge, right? Then you still have shares.
I think that's cool. And thank you to Bucho for sending me a version of that. I think he sent a link to Twitter, but that's very, very cool. That's very cool. Now this one is just let's see. Let's do this one next. Look at this. I'm hoping that this is Coronate Medusa, a bioluminescent species of jellyfish. It typically has 20 marginal tentacles and one larger hypertrophied tentacle, which is thought to facilitate prey capture. I saw this and was like, this is so freaking cool. This is perfect for Have You Seen This? Just watch this. There's no sound. But wow. And for some reason it hung up. Okay. I mean, that's pretty much that. I'm going to just refresh this and see if we can get it to play all the way. Yep. Look at that. The fact that stuff like this exists on our planet, I just think that's so freaking cool, man. I think it's so cool. And yes, it is a joeyfish. Earth jellyfish are more alien than any creature James Cameron invented for Avatar. I know. But man, it's just so freaking neat. It's so freaking neat, man. I love this stuff, man. Ah, good stuff. Now, this next one I had, unfortunately, I had to mute the audio because somebody's playing a song that will get my video taken down. I don't want that. So we're just going to play it. But this is Baby's first hibachi experience. You know what I'm talking about, right? Where they're doing all the tricks and all this stuff. Watch this. This is hilarious. The look of concern on her face is awesome. Just watch this. Just I don't know. I found it funny. I found it funny. And then this one is just like, holy crap. Like, is this real?
The tight shot. Watch the middle cap.
What? Watch that again.
The tight shot. Watch the middle cap.
That's freaking cool, man. That's freaking cool. And that does it for Have You Seen This? Yes. Now, Leon, you were talking about what's hibachi. You think it's fake, Ted? I mean, it's possible. It's totally possible. But then I've seen weirder stuff, you know? I've seen weirder stuff than that. It looked cool though. I don't know. Best whip action since that episode of Our Flag Means Death. The one with the Arrested Development guy in it. The Lego Batman guy. Look, all I know is it was cool looking. It was cool looking. But hibachi it's actually, hibachi is just Chinese food, you know? Hibachi is not really the correct term for it, is it? I think it's teppanyaki. Isn't that what it's called? Where they do it's almost like a show. So there's like a big hot plate in front, seats around, and the chef does all the crazy tricks, you know, does the spinning the things, that spin the egg on the spatula, right? And it's all spinning, and then he throws it up in the air and he breaks it, and then the egg is on the, you know what I'm talking about? Teppanyaki. Okay. That's what it's called, right? Yeah. That's what they meant. Baby's first teppanyaki. But that's what it is. And I thought it was that's pretty funny. There you go. Now, before we move on to the rest of the news, I did want to break down a few more things, a few more thoughts. Since now I've had time to let it settle, let's talk about Obi-Wan a little bit, just a little bit more. If you haven't seen all of Obi-Wan, we are going to be talking spoilers here. Okay? Don't make me cancel you. What? Obi-Wan. Now it's just a couple of things a couple of thoughts that I had after, you know, especially watching it again. We watched because April hadn't seen the final episode, so I watched the final episode again, and it actually hit different for me. It actually, I actually thought it was better. It was better than the first time. And again, all of them were better the second time. And I think mainly I kept getting taken out of the story because of little problems here. But the second time, I guess I was allowing the story to get through more, you know? Obi-Wan is your top 3 Star Wars droids. Bucho, dang it. Don't make me come over there. I'd love to come to New Zealand. I really would. But the thing is, the story worked better for me the second time. A lot of the emotional beats worked better. You saw one episode and that's it. Not sure how I felt about it, but it's nearly 3 a.m., so I'm heading off anyway. Bye! Leon, thank you for being here. Thanks for hanging out. Love you, man. And also, does this work? Hurry up and come over then? Okay. It will come up. There it is. If you haven't followed Leon over on Twitch, what even are you doing? You should go hang out with Leon. He streams, at least here in the US, he streams in the mornings for me, which usually I'm not like watching stuff around that time. But yeah, you should check him out. Good stuff. There you go. And thank you for your work on the Adventures in Game Chasing movie, Leon. Does New Zealand have less deadly animals than Australia? That's only a question that Bucho can ask or answer. But Obi-Wan, I actually had this thought. Look at that. Star Fox followed. Do it. It's also weird that it's coming through faster through the Streamlabs chat than it is over here in my regular chat. Interesting. That is pretty accurate there, Bucho. But think about this. Why haven't we seen... This is weird, but it's just a thought I had. Why didn't we ever see any different kind of suits for Vader? Because you would think that there would be different suits for different missions, right? I mean, you're a damn cyborg now. The possibilities are endless. Why did we really only see 2 versions of the Vader suit? Because the Return of the Jedi Vader suit is slightly different than the previous ones, right? Or maybe the Empire and like Star Wars and Empire are different, or Star Wars and Empire are the same, and then Return of the Jedi is different. But there's definitely a small variation on the layout of everything. Why didn't we see more? Why didn't we see like a super armored one, but it's heavier and it's not as easy to move around? Or maybe one that's specialized for being out in space. Or maybe Lucas said they couldn't. Is that true? I don't know. I started thinking about it. I'm like, Vader's screwed up a couple of suits along the way, hasn't he? So do they just have a bunch of the same thing? I don't know. I don't know. I was just thinking. We didn't need to see more Vader. We needed less. I'm not saying we did. I'm just saying it was a thought that I had. It was a thought process that I had. I don't know. It was just an idea. Vader should have only appeared once in the finale. You know what? Possibly. In fact, I felt the same way about Rogue One. I feel like Rogue One, they shouldn't have put him in the trailer. And the scene with even though a lot of people love the whole don't choke on your aspirations, there's no need for that there. Vader showing up in that hallway. That was the first time you saw him. It would have worked so much better. It would have worked so much better for me. And I still think that they haven't gone far enough with Vader. Although Vader walking down a street and wrecking fools was pretty freaking good. I mean, that was like, oh my God. Like, that was shocking, you know? You liked episode 5 and 6, but didn't care much for the first 4 episodes. But seeing Hayden again and his scenes were great. I really think he did a good job. Baby Joey's Vader should have only appeared once. Season 2 sounds like it's greenlit. I don't know, man. I was actually going to ask that. But here's another question. How did Reva make the connection with Anakin and Luke? And that Owen. I mean, the Owen part I get. But like, did she know that Leia was Anakin's daughter? Like, that's one of those things where it's just like, there's a leap there that I don't get. I don't understand that. Like, did the young Reva know Padme and knew that they were a thing? Probably not, right? I don't know. It's weird. It's weird. But like I said, I enjoyed it a lot more. I think some of the I don't know. I just really enjoyed it the second time more than I did the first time. Now, that's not saying that I would change my review at all. I think my review stands. And I still think that there are a lot of issues when it came to what I'm assuming are a quick turnaround. There was some probably some last minute additions to the story, to the overall story. So there were some reshoots done. Some of the effects looked terrible. Some of the effects were amazing, and then some of them were like, what? Why? Why is that ship coming in and it literally doesn't have any perspective change? It literally looks like you got in Photoshop and you scaled it up as it's getting closer. That's another thing I'm not a big fan of, is everything being in the center of the screen. I like the rule of thirds. I like there to be a visual interest in the scene, and everything being almost completely locked in the center was kind of, that's just a personal choice, but yeah, what is next? Do you think that they'll do another season? I don't know. My personal opinion is that just knowing how popular this show has been, I don't know if I want it. I want them to say, hey, it seems like there's some interest. If there's a story that comes along that we really want to make, then we'll make it. I like that idea. I don't like them just saying, yes, just totally just do F the rule of thirds. Thanks, Milver. But no, you know what I mean? Like, I want there to be a good story first. I don't want it to just be a cash grab. Fortunately, Disney's all about giving the people what they want, so they're just gonna, doesn't matter if it's finished, doesn't matter if it makes sense, they're just gonna put it out and let people, I don't know. You do like Maul's death more now that I've seen episode 6. Shows how powerful Obi-Wan has become, so no wonder he was quick to stop Maul. Oh yeah. That was never a problem with me. I guess it's just because Obi-Wan's my favorite, and I never looked down on Obi-Wan. But, well, Maul's death, right? That's one of the things that it's just like, hey, if only the light side users would just be angry for a minute, they could survive those insane, those insane injuries. I also saw something on Reddit, and I actually was going to put it in my review, and I forgot. I remembered like as it was uploading, and I'm like, okay, I'm not pulling everything down to put this joke in. But it was something from Reddit where somebody said, it's amazing. Watching Obi-Wan made me realize that if Luke wanted to, if Obi-Wan wanted to hide Luke from the Empire, all he had to do was hide him under his coat. 20 years and nobody would have known. And I thought that was pretty funny. But, I would have rather seen Kenobi have to try to stop Dr. Vindy from re-releasing the Blue Shadow virus on Tatooine as revenge from season 1 of the Clone Wars than this. Interesting. I don't know. I think, and that's really what it comes down to, is it's what I said in my review. It's fine. The problem is I don't want fine. I want holy crap, that was amazing. We really didn't. The weird thing that I keep seeing people say, and again, I don't want to make anyone think that if they liked Obi-Wan or even loved Obi-Wan that you're wrong. I'm not saying that, because I don't like it when people try to rip down the things that I love, or the things that I like. That being said, I don't know, how can I put this? There's some real big problems with that show. And the whole idea that, like a lot of people were saying, why did we even need this show? And they're like, well, because Obi-Wan had to build himself back up, to being a master so he could take care of Luke. So that's really the main story that happened, is that we took Obi-Wan from being broken and PTSD and all that kind of stuff and really feeling sorry for himself to regaining his status as a Jedi Master. The problem is that was invented for this show. There's nothing in Revenge of the Sith that shows that he was diminished at all. And yeah, he was upset, but the idea that he was upset 10 years later and rusty as a Jedi was invented for this show. So there you go. Now, like I said, I enjoyed the show for what it was. I wished it was more. I wished it was, like I said, transcendent. I wished it went above and beyond what we knew about Star Wars, instead of just being another chapter in something that we already kind of, I don't know. There was new stuff, but I don't know. Vader wrecking nobodies is boring when you've seen him go up against Jedi. That's also why he should have also fought Chirrut Bays in Rogue One instead of a corridor full of red shirts. Are you coming around to my way of thinking there? Or are you just saying Chirrut Bays? Because to me, the Rogue One team being in that corridor instead, I think would have been, to me, would have been more fulfilling as an ending. But that's just me. The Blue Shadow Virus episodes were weird. Just not my favorite, but I get it. I get why you liked it. Yeah, definitely. Wes Anderson does not give a crap about the rule of thirds. He really doesn't. But look, it's just I like things being on the extreme sides, I like a lot of information being shown right here. And the rest of it is just open. I don't know. I like that. I like the way that looks, but it's a subjective thing. One of the EU novels, Vader is able to heal himself with the dark side of the Force, but it would make him happy, and he would lose his touch with the dark side. He would go back to the way he was. See, I don't like... Look, you want to talk about something I don't like? It's that in the 9th movie, we learn about Force healing. What? And in this, I don't like the fact that, if you're angry enough, you can survive anything. I mean, okay. Look, the Maul thing, him coming back in Clone Wars, is still kind of, it's pushing it. It's pushing it. But okay, Maul, you're doing it one time, okay. But now you're doing it in live action, and it's like, I don't know. Oh yeah, Filoni explaining the duel between Obi and Maul and Rebels. Really awesome. But Caleb, you said the only reason Maul's death originally bothered you is because he was known as one of the best duelists. Oh, for sure. But man, if you watch that Dave Filoni thing, it's pretty cool. I love it. I love that little breakdown. Makes you love it, like you appreciate it even more. Wonder if there was ever an Ewok Jedi. I don't know. It's a good question, though. And thank you to whomever recommended the Triple R movie. I think that was Bucho that was saying that. I think that was Bucho. Yep. That Crazy Greek said it. You watched it, just didn't work for you. If it was the Grand Inquisitor instead of such a great duelist, I would have liked it way more. Yeah. Bucho. My idea is still dumb. I'm not saying just Jin. I'm saying the whole team should have been wiped out by Vader. Awesome. But why didn't Rey heal Ben Solo at the end? Just he disappeared too fast. Spoiler alert for episode 9, if you care. Biggest blast of an action movie of 2022 so far, which is saying something in the year of Top Gun, Maverick, and Everything Everywhere All at Once. Seriously? You think it's better than those? And Ted Millich, recommended first, just had his back. Hey. You've watched it 3 times? Okay. I'm going to have to watch this movie. We're going to have to watch this movie. But look, the fact is, there's a good possibility that they're going to do another Star Wars, a sequel to Obi-Wan. I think character-wise, I don't think there's anywhere you can go with Obi-Wan. So having him as the main character, I don't know. I think we're done. I think they should move on to other things if you're going to stay in that era. I don't know if that era, that era probably has plenty of stories you could tell, but I keep saying go further out, either in the future or in the past. Get away from the Skywalkers. Let's have some new stories here. But speaking of Star Wars, there was some news that Taika Waititi said about his Star Wars movie coming soon. The rap says that this, here's the problem. Star Wars movie is not going to shoot this year. He says, not this year. I'm going to be in New Zealand from August until the end of the year with Our Flag Means Death. Didn't you say something about that, Bucho? Or was that just the name of that episode? And Time Bandits, which I guess I didn't realize that he was doing a Time Bandits. And during that time, I will still be writing. I'm still trying to figure out what the story is. So that's kind of a bummer, And I hate the way that these websites put a bunch of blank white space in there. Like, it should look, that looks there we go. I guess I could have done that. Our Flag Means Death is the pirate show Taika does with Reese Darby. Okay. It is Reese, right? Time Bandit, such a downer ending. I haven't seen it in such a long time. I'm pretty sure I own it. I thought I bought the Criterion DVD back in the day. You don't trust Disney to get near Knights of the Old Republic? Idris Elba, Mace Windu? I don't think they're going to do that. If they're going to do a Mace Windu thing, which, look, I want Mace Windu. Quit bringing people back, man. They're dead. He got his arm chopped off, electrocuted, and thrown out of a window. Is it possible? Sure. But I don't know. Those Thor trailers, huh? I think the Thor trailers, I thought they looked fun. And the response has been amazing to all of the screenings. They've been saying a lot of big things. I don't know if I mentioned it earlier in stream or not, but did you see the article about the $300 million contract for Johnny Depp and Pirates? I thought I heard that was unconfirmed. Unconfirmed. Possible? Yes. But unconfirmed. I thought the whole thing was that, I could be completely wrong. I hadn't looked into this. I just saw little blurbs and then I heard, oh, it's not confirmed. So I was like, oh, okay. But it's a rumor, I think. CNN reports Johnny's rep said no. There you go. So I did see that it wasn't confirmed. Is it possible that Johnny Depp could come back? Sure. The problem is, I think he's kind of done with it too. He loved playing the character, and I think he still continues to do things, with the kids and stuff, which I think is amazing. If you've ever seen any little clips and things, he doesn't do it for he doesn't call a bunch of news outlets and say, hey, I'm going to be at this hospital. Come, see me do this. No, he just does it. And I think that's really cool that he does that. And yeah, they're redoing Time Bandits, apparently. Taika Waititi is doing Time Bandits. Got to run. Great show. Ted, thank you for being here. And again, thank you for bringing up Triple R last week, apparently, according to Bucho. And everybody seems to like it. I'm going to watch it. I'm going to watch this movie. Let's see what the hubbub is about. You want stories from other Jedi councils. There's to be multiple. They mentioned the Dantooine one in episode 4, but it hadn't been touched since the Knights of the Old Republic. I'm all for it, man. I'm all for them going out. Like, here's the 9 movies. Here's the time period that Star Wars we've known has taken place. Let's get outside of that. Let's show some... Let's show all kinds of stuff. There's no reason to stick in this small area. And Book of Boba Fett. I was so pumped for that show because it was like, yes, a story about the underworld. And man, it was so... No, you... Excuse me, I got like the hiccups or something. You saw what we got. Yoda as a youngling show. I never want to know any more about that race. The fact that they brought in Grogu is enough. I don't want them to play it out so much that we don't... The wonderful thing about Star Wars for the longest time is all the mystery. You know, what were the Clone Wars, you know? And then we saw them and we were like, okay. I mean, that's cool. The Clone Wars cartoon did a much better job than the movies did. I want them to preserve some mystery. That's just old cranky me talking, I guess. I don't know. Talking about remakes and such, you would love a remake of The Wraith, but I feel like they would ruin it trying to somehow appeal to today's society. I'll tell you right now, if it's not in the works already, it will be soon. I guarantee you. Guarantee you. Because Hollywood can't help itself. It just can't. It can't. Maybe they'd have to distance themselves from Charlie Sheen more, I guess. But I don't know. Let me do this real fast. Beady boo boo boo. And we're going to do this. And then we're going to do this. And that way, now I can say, hey, what have you guys been watching? Because this is why I haven't watched anything else. Is I have been trying to get caught up with That's Not It. That's Obi-Wan. For All Mankind. Have you guys been watching this show? Now, please, no spoilers in the chat. I just finished season 1. Season 3 is going on. Now, I know in the Discord, they've been saying, oh my God, for all mankind, for all mankind. I know Octavius said it. Bucho, I think, hasn't said it. But I know there's been some talk about how good it is. I'm really enjoying it so far. I have Apple TV Plus. Carbonite Dreams is here. You know what? In just a few minutes, Carbonite, I've got a surprise for you. Because Billy, Game Chasers, and Jay, and Melvor stopped by earlier. And we showed off a couple of clips from behind the scenes footage. And I figure, you know what? At the 2-hour mark, it's probably time to go ahead and show those again. But anyway, it's good to see you, Carbonite. Good to see you. No shirtless Billy. No shirtless Billy. The mystery in the original trilogy that made you use your imagination is something that seems to be so lost. Right. And that's the thing that this day and age, it feels like this is where I put on my old man hat, but that doesn't, I don't know. You dream of Carbonite? That's right, Melvor. But you know what I mean? It's like, I feel like this day and age, everybody wants everything explained right away. You know? They don't want a mystery. They don't want, like, the fact that Lord of the Rings, alludes to so many things that we never have gotten to see. Would it work today as well? I don't know. Babylon Berlin. I've got it on my list. But thank you, Knights of Old. Oh, man, so much. But I think that's part of the problem, It just, a lot of times people just don't want to wait for the answers. Or they want everything spoon-fed, and I feel like Hollywood has learned that lesson along the way, and they think that, oh, well, we have to treat our audience like idiots, so we have to give them the answers. It's like, no, preserve some of that stuff. The beautiful thing about For All Mankind is, man, this show is so different than what I'd expected. The whole idea is that the U.S. lost the space race. And what does that do if the Russians had landed on the moon, the Soviets had landed on the moon before us? What would that have done to the space race? What would that have done to us as a country? What things did Russia do that changed things in America as far as socially? You know, it's really interesting. I really like this show. It's a bit slow, but I think if you've ever watched a documentary on the moon landing, you know, and you're interested in that kind of, if you're interested in NASA, this show is good. It's really, really well done. It definitely takes some liberties because it's literally it's like an alternate universe where the Russians won and what happens after that. Really cool stuff. So I'll just say that. Some people say it's old, but I just can't help it. I love space movies and such. Oh man, this show is great. I really, really enjoyed it. It's very much in line with like the NASA movie, the great NASA movies, like The Right Stuff or Apollo 13. Great movies, and great. This is a great show. I'm really, really appreciating it. House of Saddam. Not even sure what that is. You haven't seen it? You're a Samsung guy? Hey, I get that. I totally get that. It's part of my my thing that I subscribe to. But it's really, really good. But since Carbonite's here, let's show these little behind the scenes clips of Adventures in Game Chasing. Let's watch these again, because they're fun. So here we go. Here's the first one.
Action.
Hello. I knew you two meat puppets would mess up again. You want to talk about a story? They gave me an address. He told me what I gotta wear, how I gotta go. Okay, fine. My phone goes dead on me the night before. The battery, I don't know. I'm lucky I can answer the phone. I'm a dinosaur anyway. When I worked in New York, all the other rookie cops used to call me, hey, you're working with the dinosaur tonight. So I'm driving up there and I lost the turn, and I guess Billy's casting director she was the one, hey, answer, where are you? I'm up here and I can't find the exit. Finally they come, they get me, escort me there. Hurry up, the set's ready, the scene's ready. I get out of my car. I said, is this okay? Forget what you're wearing, just get in the scene. And I'm like, oh, okay, all right, whatever. The best is, I find out later, after the first day's over with, and Billy actually says to me, I looked at my partner, when you didn't answer the phone, I figured maybe he's dead. I said, I died? You want me dead? No, he thought you're dead. You're 77. What the heck? I mean, Jesus, you might die overnight. You didn't show.
The point in the movie where me and Billy are movers and he walks up, he's going over these whole lines and he starts getting madder and madder and madder, and you know, his voice kind of raises gradually, and he's turning redder and redder and redder. And the first time he did that, I almost busted out laughing. I literally had to bite my tongue so I didn't laugh. So each take after that, I had to close my eyes and bite my tongue so I wouldn't ruin the take, because he was funny and he wasn't even trying to be funny.
The words just fit what I am. And I am. I'm that wacky dinosaur.
Well, we're having a different scene being set up. So this is an overcrank shot, which means it's going to be in slow motion. So yeah, so the lighting has to change. They're going to have to reset the scene for, you know, in between these two scenes. yeah, this is going to be fun.
We need a base being destroyed. We only have one base, so you have to get it right. In one shot.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Yeah.
Okay, and then here's one more. Here's one more.
So I play Morton, who is the villain of the movie at first, and if you're watching this, let's hope you have seen the rest of it, because I have quite the turn, and I end up joining the boys, and you find out that, in fact, Billy and Jay are the bad guys. Spoilers. So I remember Billy sent me the script, and it was weird because I was going through the pages, and they were made of cum. It was the craziest thing.
Oh, fun stuff. And that Crazy Greek, I'm not saying, I wasn't trying to push you to buying the movie, but it is still available. And of course, you know what? I'll just give a little bit of a behind the scenes kind of stuff here. I mean, stuff that some people have already heard before. Thanks for showing those again. No problem, Carbonite. No problem. 4 more months, man. Yeah, September is the month we're waiting to see what's going on. Till Retropalooza. Yes. Dave is very funny. I hope it's okay to say that. I don't think Buccio got to see those earlier. We did show those earlier. Fun stuff. But the whole deal is September is what we're waiting on. Billy and Jay are working with this group who is going to be trying to get the movie out there on a streaming service. September is when this thing is supposed to happen. Yeah. So what happens is, or the reason that we can't sell any digital copies at the moment is because no digital copies can be sold while this is being worked on. This deal with one of the streaming services. If we can get on a streaming service, then you'll be able to watch it on a streaming service. But we can sell Blu-rays all day long. I say we, Billy and Jay can sell Blu-rays all day long. Because for whatever reason, the streaming services don't give a crap if you've bought it on Blu-ray or not. They're looking at the number of hits online and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, or they must, hopefully they just like the movie. And the other thing too is I want the movie, I think the movie speaks for itself. And I feel like if we can get it sold to, let's say, a Netflix or an Amazon or an HBO or whatever, whichever one ends up going for it, hopefully one, maybe there's a bidding war. I mean, who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? I have no idea what's going to happen. But whoever does that, hopefully they'll say, hey, we really, really like this. And I think you guys did a killer job. How much money? You did this movie for this much money? You know what I mean? And hopefully they say, do you have any other ideas? And then we can go from there. Taking it to Cannes. I don't think there's any plans to take it to any film festival of any kind at this point. But, I mean, I think you have to be invited to Cannes, you know? But I'm sure there's probably submissions and all that kind of stuff. Oh, that's kind of funny. I didn't even realize. Top 5 horror movies. And that's me in the center. Anyway, sorry. But no, it's yeah. That's the latest. I want it to be on a streaming service because I think that's going to be the best way that that we want people to be able to see it, regardless of whether they knew about the Kickstarter or not. I want people to know, you know, I want it to be out there. Yeah. But yeah. There you go. My autograph on the Blu-ray. Caleb, if you want my autograph on it, I mean, sure, I guess. I mean, I did work on it. And I'm in it a couple times. But, I mean, if you want. If not, I'm sure if we're at a Retropalooza or something, once the Blu-rays are out, I can just sign it then or whatever. I mean, sure. I'll just say sure. And we'll figure it out if, I don't know if they're going to do it where Billy and Jay sit there and just put their signatures on all of them and then send them out. I don't even know if I'll be there for that, but we'll figure it out. Didn't come in till about 50 minutes into the stream, so it was sweet to see those. Gotcha, Bucho. And of course, for Carbonite. Carbonite reminded me that, hey, we're 2 hours into the stream. Early birthday present. Oh, man. I'm really looking forward to September and, of course, Retropalooza in October. And if those of you who weren't here at the very beginning, there is the Southeast Gaming. What's it called? What's it called again? What's it called? Southeast Game Exchange 2022. Greenville, South Carolina. That is right? Travel. Greenville, South Carolina. Next weekend. The boys will be there. The boys will be there, and they will be showing the movie at 5 p.m. on Saturday. Here they are right there. See that? That's them. That's the Game Chaser S. They will be there. So if you do want to see Adventures of Game Chasing and you're going to be in the area next weekend, we're taking it there. If not, and you're in the DFW area, Retropalooza, October. We'll do it then. Shoot, I would think it would be cool just to have you guys sign my Blu-rays. Of course. Of course, man. One of the best parts of Dark Knight is when the Joker tells his origin story for the second time. Exactly. I thought, oh, well, that's interesting that they just tell his origin story. And then you realize there is no origin story. It's awesome. Love that. Love that. And Callum, yeah, you ordered the autograph version a while back? Sure. Yeah. And the Blu-rays are going to be so great. There's going to be so much stuff on there. I don't know how many commentaries there will be. I'm on one of them. So I'm excited. Very excited about that. So yeah. But no, I don't know if you're a star to us still. I mean, I don't know about that. I'm just a dude. I'm just a dude who's doing the thing. Doing the thing. You would go, but gas. I don't exactly have a gas saver. Oh, I love the Want to Know How I Got These Scars. I love that movie. Even that movie has a third act problem. It's like, okay, we've done all this amazing stuff up to this point, but how do we wrap it up? The wrap up is awkward. I still think that the wrap up on that movie is awkward. In fact, Batman Begins is awkward too at the end. It's like, okay, we got to rush and hurry and finish this movie now. But still love them. Wish I could go. Got to save my vacation days for Disney later this year. I get that. I totally get it. Sharp hamburger. Beef jerky, from Robertson's. It's really, really hard. And, I was biting and that upside down laugh the Joker does at the end, though. I love Heath Ledger. I think he's great. Okay, what is next? Okay, now this one is actually this one was kind of for Leon in a way, because he's the one that's really gotten me into the Korean films and Korean streaming shows and all that stuff. But let's do this. Paramount is going to remake this Korean thriller called The Gangster, the Cop, the Devil. Don Lee reprising his original role and producing alongside Sylvester Stallone's Balboa films. Okay, now, Don Lee is the Americanized name of Ma Dong-seok. That's him in the middle. He was in The Eternals. He was also in Train to Busan. Awesome movie. If you have not seen Train to Busan, and you have the ability to see Train to Busan, you should watch Train to Busan. It is an amazing movie. It's great. Also in it is Mi Yeol Kim. I think I'm saying that right. I recognized him. He was in Space Sweepers. Was also on Netflix. Amazing show. Amazing show. Really worth watching. Cool sci-fi. Here is the storyline. A fierce gang boss, Jang Dong-soo, who is Don Lee, is violently attacked after a fender bender on a rainy night. After fighting back, he barely escapes. However, his reputation as a feared leader is damaged beyond repair. The only way to restore his image is to find his attacker and exact revenge. Jung teams up with Detective Jung Tae-sok, Kim Moo-yul, who was in Space Sweepers, to find the assailant, but soon discovers the attacker is actually a serial killer. With no support from the police department, Detective Jung is forced to use gang boss Jung's resources in order to track down the killer. The two men must work together to find a man simply known as K. I'll tell you right now, if you go watch this trailer, it looks awesome. The Gangster, the Cop, the Devil. The original movie came out in 2019. It's not available on any major streaming services. There's a lot of free ones. I think Tubi is one of them. You have to watch it with ads. There's a lot of different ones that you can watch this movie, the original Korean movie. It looks awesome. So the fact that they're going to remake it, Don Lee's going to be playing the exact same role he played in the original film. Sylvester Stallone's production company is going to be helping. This looks awesome, and yeah, I just wanted to bring it to your attention. You bought a samurai zombie. Wait, I bought a samurai zombie movie made by the guy who did Train to Busan. Was it any good? Oh, that crazy Greek, you're taking off? Everybody say, bye, that crazy Greek. It's good to see you, sir. We'll see you soon. We'll see you soon. You watched The Crow for the first time a few weeks ago. Liked it quite a bit. Oh, The Crow's awesome. The Crow is great. And yeah, Train to Busan was amazing. Just an amazing one. I really, really like it. And that guy, Don Lee, is great. So I'm really excited to see this one. You haven't watched it yet? Need more time? Which one are you? Oh, the samurai zombie movie? Oh, yeah. Look, you love Tubi. I have an account for Tubi, and the first movie I tried to watch, it annoyed me so bad, I just rented the movie. I was like, I'm going to pay $3 to not have to watch all these ads, because this is really... That trailer looks badass, right? It looks good. It looks really, really good. So, yeah. In fact, we probably could watch it here. But you can watch it for yourself. You can watch it for yourself. So, hey, moving right along, I just wanted to show this off. Let's see. Bam, and then bam, and then bam, bam, and then bam. And then we can do this. Bam. This poster came out for Stranger Things Volume 2. It's on YouTube Movies. Oh, it is? Oh, I think It is. Is it? Let's see. Let me see. Oh, it is. It is on here, but you have to buy or rent it, at least from what I can see. $7.99 to buy. That's actually not bad. Ads do be sucking. That is true. I'm telling you, it was, I think it was, I don't remember what movie it was that I was trying to watch, but I said, screw it. I'm just going to rent it. Maybe it was like Pig or something. I don't remember what it was. But look, I really enjoyed Stranger Things Volume 4, the first part. Volume 2 comes out in just a few days. We're going to be watching this. Yo, what's up, man? Hope you're having a good night. I'm going to bed early since Obi-Wan is over. LOL. Ms. Marvel can wait till tomorrow morning. Eric, how's it going, sir? Did you happen to see the little, the clips? the clips that Billy sent over. Some little behind the scenes stuff. It's kind of interesting. Kind of interesting. We just showed them like a few minutes ago, but if you go back in the stream a little bit, you did not. You'll check replay later. Yeah. I mean, they're short. There's like one's like 3 minutes, one's like a minute, I think. But hey, it was kind of fun. But good to see you, sir, and thank you for stopping by. And excellent work as always. You're killing it over there. You're killing it. But yeah, July 1st, man. I'm really excited. I have only watched, by the way, I've only watched the first episode of Ms. Marvel, and I really enjoyed it. I need to watch them. I need to get caught up because I'm really digging that show. Really digging that show. So yeah, there's that. Okay. Stranger Things. What's next? Oh my God. I guess I can close these. Yeah. I didn't even know this was coming. But there's another season of True Detective coming. Season 4 at HBO. Callie Race. I've never heard of Callie Race before. I've never seen her before. But she's going to be opposite Jodie Foster in the new season of True Detective. Bring it. Bring it. Yeah, Eric does a great job over on his channel. In fact, let me do this. That should work. There we go. Go subscribe to Eric and go watch his videos. Awesome stuff. Awesome stuff. You're behind in every HBO series like ever. You're telling me. I'm so behind on everything. Everybody's talking about this Triple R that's on Netflix that's supposedly amazing. I need to see that. I haven't seen, I'm still trying to get caught up on this from For All Mankind. There's Barry. There's all these shows. It's so many. You still haven't seen True Detective Season 3 yet. Yeah, 3 was pretty good. Wow, you need to set something like that up on your Nightbot. Yeah, it's cool, man. I love my Nightbot. I've got everything in here. It's like, let's see, it's all, I moved it all over from my Twitch, and it should work. Sopranos, Game of Thrones. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, see, it all works now. So anybody that's been on the show, in fact, there's even that crazy thing. But yeah, True Detective, man. The season 1 is so damn good. Season 2 wasn't great. Season 3 was pretty good. I'm up for season 4, and I love Jodie Foster. I do. I think she's great. Now, this one, I'm just going to say this. If you haven't seen Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, if you have not seen this movie and you are worried about spoilers, then I'm warning you that we're about to talk about a little spoilery thing. It's not a huge thing, at least in my opinion. Some people would definitely see this as definitely spoilery. But now that it's on Disney Plus, it's been out in theaters for months now. I feel like I can talk about this now. But in the Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness commentary, Sam Raimi seems to have dropped a little hint about a future character. And I wanted to talk about it. You're excited for Thor and the re-release of No Way Home. You betcha. I can't wait for Thor, man. Thor looks great. It looks great. I mean, there's some people that have said, it's kind of scary because it looks really, really goofy and comedic and all that stuff. But man, all the reviews have been great. So here we go. again, last chance. If you haven't seen Doctor Strange: The Multiverse of Madness and you care about spoilers, we're about to get into it. Click away if you're worried about the spoilers. But anyway, this is what he said. This is what he said during the commentary. He said, "It's so funny that Kevin Feige cast John because the fans had a dream of who the perfect Reed Richards would be. However," the director added, "and because this is an alternate universe, I think Kevin said, let's make that dream come true." I've always really enjoyed all of his performances. So the way that he says it is that John Krasinski will not be Reed Richards in future movies. That this was only John Krasinski playing Reed Richards in this one movie as an alternate timeline. And yes, it is possible that he could still be Reed Richards, but you have to think, there's a lot of things that kind of go against this. And that kind of makes me think that could have been the last chance we got for John Krasinski being Reed Richards. Because you're not just signing on to one movie when you sign on to a Marvel movie. You're signing on for multiple movies. You're signing on for multiple movies, spin-offs, other characters movies, Avengers type movies, team up type movies. He's got to stay in shape all this time. You know what I mean? There's a lot of reasons why John Krasinski might not want to do this long term. Also, you got to think the dude's killing it as a director. You know, he did The Quiet Place Part 2. I've only seen the first one, but man, the guy can direct. So we will see what happens. But the way that he says that, it makes it sound like it's possible that that was it. And that because the internet was going nuts over the Fantastic Four and John Krasinski and Emily Blunt and all this stuff, that they basically dropped him, you know, or threw him a bone and then destroyed him completely, which was pretty awesome, I gotta say. So there's that. There's that. I'm curious how far out we're even going to have at Fantastic Four. I don't know. I mean, they made it sound like there was a lot of work to be done, but I think that the fact that Disney/Marvel is coming to Comic-Con makes me think we're going to hear some news. So when Comic-Con happens, I think we're going to get some answers. Now, I love John Krasinski. I've never been a huge fan of the Fantastic Four. So having somebody like John Krasinski be in that would really help me get excited for it. But there's a lot of actors out there that would probably love to be in it. You know, say, oh yeah, I'll do 75 movies if you want. You know, all this stuff. I'll stay in shape, sure. I don't know if John Krasinski's that guy. So there you go. That's the thing. And look at Hugh Jackman. He got tired of it. Exactly. Hugh Jackman was just like, I can't. It's all consuming. You know, being a Marvel star is all consuming. So I would love to see him back. There was also this news when it comes to, like, this was something kind of shocking when I saw this, and I had to really read it and try to figure out what he was trying to say. But it's actually not that hard. Christian Bale said he would star in another Dark Knight film, but only if Christopher Nolan directed it. So it's kind of hard to believe that The Dark Knight Rises came out like almost 10 years ago. Like, it came out a long time ago. And we've already had 2 different Batmen since then. We had Ben Affleck. Now we had Robert Pattinson. There's a lot of things going against this. Okay? He's putting the stipulation that, yeah, sure, I'd come back to play Batman, but only if it was Christopher Nolan. And this is what he said. He says, I had a pact with Chris Nolan. We said, hey, look, let's make 3 films if we're lucky enough to get to do that. And then let's walk away. Let's not linger too long. In my mind, it would be something if Chris Nolan ever said to himself, you know what? I've got another story to tell. And if he wished to tell that story with me, I'd be in. Now, this goes against something that Christian Bale had said a long time ago. He said, number 1, I'm done with comic book movies. And now he's in Thor, Love and Thunder. So there goes that one. And then he said, I'm done with Batman. And now he's saying that he would be open to it. So another Michael Keaton Batman also. Have him be old Bruce Wayne and Batman Beyond. I mean, there's a lot of different things that you could do here. A lot of cool things that you could do. The problem is, if he actually sticks with that and says, it's only Christopher Nolan, I'm only coming back for Christopher Nolan. Well, if you remember, Christopher Nolan and Warner Brothers have parted ways. Christopher Nolan made Tenet. The pandemic happened, and Warner Brothers put everything on HBO Max. And Christopher Nolan, remember, he wrote an article on, was it Deadline or Variety or whatever, calling them hacks, and this is the worst, what was it? You wake up, or you go to sleep thinking that you're working. I can't remember what he said. I wonder if I still have that. Let me see. Oh man, Nolan is all over this thing. Yeah, I don't remember exactly what he said, but he basically was so pissed that he said, "Okay, my next movie is not going to be at Warner Brothers. I'm going over to Universal, and I'm going to make Oppenheimer over there." So that's a thing, man. I don't see that happening. And if he's actually serious about it being Christopher Nolan, there's no way. There's no way this would ever happen. Now, a lot of people, I would love to see another movie in that world. The problem is they kind of wrapped up Batman. Of course, you could, I don't know, maybe do something with Joseph Gordon-Levitt's character where Christian Bale has to return, Bruce Wayne has to return. I don't know. A Batman Beyond movie would be sweet. I would love to see that too. I would love to see that. Regular Batman movies are getting stale for me. See, I'm still enjoying them. To me, it's like, I don't know, Batman's like pizza. Even the bad Batman movies are pretty good. Like, to me, Batman versus Superman is probably my least favorite Batman movie. Okay, no, Batman and Robin's worse than that. Yeah, it's worse than that. And I don't like Batman and Robin at all. So basically, scratch what I just said. I'm lying. I was lying to you. But even the substandard ones are still pretty fun. The really bad ones are really bad, and you should never watch them again. But you know what I'm saying? So I love it. I really, really enjoyed what Robert Pattinson brought to the Batman. It's a different take on the character altogether. Christian Bale, of course. Come on. I think most people will say that Christian Bale, at least those stories, were probably the best Batman has ever been in the movies. The trilogy is like, holy crap, that was an achievement. But Robert Pattinson has the abilities, man. I could see a lot with Robert Pattinson in the future. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could really see that being something special. But we'll see. And Michael Keaton is old. That's the whole thing with that. I mean, the Ezra Miller. It's so irritating because I want to see that Flashpoint movie really badly. I want to see Michael Keaton back because I love Michael Keaton too. I'm trying to think. Is Michael Keaton my favorite Batman? I think I've said that before. And I think we went through it. Man, it's tough. I know we went through that before on an older show. Like, I think I ranked the Batman. And I think Christian Bale was my favorite. But man, yeah. Batman and Robin is definitely the worst. You didn't like the Batman? Okay. Okay. And yeah, Melvor, the film noir Batman set in the 40s, black and white, it would be sweet. It would be sweet, but I just don't know if they'd ever do that. But the whole thing is Warner Brothers is now under new management. The old management is who pissed off Christopher Nolan. So there's a chance that something could happen if Christopher Nolan had the story, you know? Christopher Nolan had an idea and he goes back to the new owners. What is this? David Zaslav, and say, "Hey, look, we had problems. Warner Brothers and I have had our issues. You probably saw it. But you know, you're new. And if you're willing to work with me, I've got an idea for Batman 4. The Reckoning. I don't know what he's going to call it. I was just trying to come up with a stupid... You know what I'm saying? No, it's like, I'd love it. I'd love to see it. I just don't know if... Think about this. How many people now, every movie that comes out, it's the best movie ever. How many people would see the trailer for a Christian Bale movie and they're like, wait, why are they going back to this guy? Didn't we have Ben Affleck and then we had Robert Pattinson? Why are we going back to Christian Bale? I don't know. Personally, I haven't seen a Batman movie I didn't like, but I think Batman Begins is your least watched one. You need to remedy that because, man, Batman Begins is freaking good. I rewatched it recently and was like, wow, this movie's really good. That's a lot better than I thought it was. Flashpoint Paradox, the animated one. No, I haven't, and I probably should. It's probably on HBO Max, is it not? I could probably do that. Bucho's got a roll. Catches on the next one. Well, we're about to wrap things up anyway, but Bucho, thank you for being here. Appreciate it. Appreciate you. In fact, I appreciate all of you. I mean, let's just say it. I appreciate every single one of you. Again, it baffles me that I can be over here, sit here, talk movies, be silly, all that kind of stuff, and have fun. And people watch it. It's kind of awesome. So thank you. Thank you, Bucho. But yeah, Sin City was really great. And now that you made me think of that, it's like, oh yeah, they've totally done a black and white noir type movie. Batman Ends. My whole thing is I don't want them to ever go down the path. And this is saying a lot. Especially when they're trying to, make a universe, DC universe, right? With Wonder Woman and all that. I liked it when Batman was just a regular guy dealing with criminals. Instead of like Clayface and Man-Bat and stuff like that. I liked it when it was more realistic. And I think that's why I gravitated a lot toward the Nolan trilogy, is because it was so realistic. There's still some things that are like, okay, that's dumb. That wouldn't have happened. That couldn't have happened. But that's why I always liked the Nolan movies, is because they were more realistic, down to earth. It's why I never really gravitated toward Marvel. Because Marvel was, a spider bit a kid and now he's Spider-Man. And I'm like, okay, that will never happen. Batman, it seems like it could happen. There's been a lot of rich people and none of them have become Batman. They just become old and fat and they try to F people out of their money. But it could happen. I feel like it could happen. I don't know. You do want to see Solomon Grundy in a movie? Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of cool characters they've never done before. And there was word that I saw earlier today, which is something that I didn't actually bring up. And I didn't put down on my list, which is probably a mistake. But it was something about that Robert Pattinson wants to do the Court of Owls. That could be interesting. That could be a really, really interesting one for the next Batman movie. And also talk of a new Who's the Boss? Like Tony Danza and and Alyssa Milano are coming back. What kind of bizarro world are we living in? Were there people that really liked Who's the Boss that much? I don't know. You just checked HBO and Justice League. The Flashpoint Paradox is on there. Okay. I have to put that on my list. Damn it. Oh my God, there's so much on this freaking list. Flashpoint Paradox. Okay. Only Marvel stuff you really enjoyed besides X-Men was Blade and Toby Spidey. Ant-Man 1 and 2. The rest, meh. See, I really got into Marvel back in the, when the first Iron Man came out. I was like, wow, this is so much better than I thought it was going to be. This is so much better. And then it just kept going. And I kept going, man, Thor, man, that looks dumb. And then watched the movie and was like, I kind of enjoyed that. Kind of like it. And it just kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger until now I'm stuck. I love it. But I still gravitate toward the more realistic, down to earth. Yeah. Is a Batman villain who would change his face after he killed someone that could put him in a movie? I've always wanted to see the something like The Long Halloween, where a bunch of Batman characters, villains, come in. You know what I mean? Like, it's not just, oh, it's the Joker in this one. Oh, it's the Riddler in this one. No, it's like all of them are in there. And they all have a part to play in this story. I would love that. But there you go. Who's the Boss was awesome. I mean, I don't know, man. I think I have to chalk that up to maybe I liked it back then, but I remember watching it years later, years removed from it, and kind of going, this was funny. It's like, okay, Home Improvement. Home Improvement it took over the country. But man, that show was cheesy. If you've ever watched clips from it, it's like, this show was, what? I can't believe I laughed at this. But then again, did the same thing for, what is it? The Big Bang Theory. People love the Big Bang Theory. And then all of a sudden it was like, man, this is like the same joke over and over and over. Wow, we watched this for how many seasons? I don't know. But hey, it's just personal preference to me. Just like I can't say that I'll ever think that a Knight Rider movie would be a good idea. Or an A-Team movie. Or any of those kind of that mid-80s era of just, there's a bunch of that. Look, I'm probably pissing you off right now. And I'm not meaning to. But it's one of those things where I feel like those were of that age. And I think bringing him into today, it just doesn't work. Like Knight Rider is like, man, series more, like what can you do with a car now that you couldn't do now with Siri? Like, what could Knight Rider do? I don't know. Hey, I'm just spitballing here. And I'm probably giving a whole bunch of people's ideas going, you know what? That would make a good movie. I'm going to start writing it. You know what I mean? And hey, I could be wrong. I feel like a lot of those shows are relics of that time. And I don't know if bringing them in, like the A-Team movie with, what's his face? Bradley Cooper, Rampage Jackson, Charlton Copley? I can't remember how to say his name. Is it Charlton Copley? And then Qui-Gon. He's Qui-Gon. Liam Neeson. It's like, I guess, but that movie wasn't that good. Maybe it was just a bad movie. I don't know. Dukes of Hazzard movie was, yay, look, it's the Dukes of Hazzard, and then you forgot about it. I don't know. Who knows? Of course, they brought back Full House, didn't they? Didn't they do like a season of Full House, like another one, or maybe more? I don't know. I don't. You like Sony Marvel, but not Disney Marvel. Interesting. Interesting. A new Constantine movie. Ooh. Yeah. You preferred 2.5 Men over Home Improvement. I can see that. And 2.5 Men, but still, 2.5 Men is the same thing. It's like the same joke over and over. Oh, Charlie Sheen's a whore. and John Cryer's a sexually repressed idiot. You know, I mean, it's the same thing over and over. And the kid's an idiot too, you know. I don't know. Always Sunny is leagues better. Heck yeah. You'd rather have a new Knight Rider series. And Fuller House. Yeah. See, and that's the thing. Like Carbonite, I don't know how long you've been watching my stuff, but I'm very much a, yeah, what you got now? You know what I mean? It's like I don't want to see the same thing that I've seen before. So a lot of times when somebody's trying to, didn't think you'd still be streaming, I'm back. Well, hey, I'm about to call it because my voice is starting to, you know what I mean? I'm starting to feel it. You know what I mean? I need to hydrate. But especially stuff from like the 80s, I don't like seeing it brought into this day and age. Just doesn't, a lot of that stuff just doesn't seem to work for me. I'm very much of a, hey, what else you got? What you got that's new? And then of course I'm reading Hobbit and Lord of the Rings, but there's a different, I'm reading the old stuff. Anyway, there's something about that time that just makes it feel so, everybody's gonna survive at the end, and it just I've never liked that style of television. In fact, television is something that I've always not really liked because I don't like the fact that everything gets wrapped up at the end. That's why when X-Files came out, it was like, oh my God, this is my show. Because yeah, there was a monster of the week, but there was a story being told that kept growing and growing, and the lore, it was rich lore and all that kind of stuff. And oh my God, where's my sister? And all, I mean, there's so much stuff to that show. And I really liked how it kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger. The story kept getting bigger. A lot of the shows from back then just didn't do that. It was more disposable, surface level type entertainment that for me, it just didn't work. So yeah. So a lot of that stuff I'm not big on. And it's also why I'm not the biggest gamer either. And it's because, yeah, I've played that kind of game and I don't like that kind of game. So I'm not going to play that kind of game. And then I'll try this game and I'll go, yeah, that's exactly what I thought it was going to be. It's exactly like this game that I've already played. I'm done. Let's move on to something else. And so I like always the new stuff. It's why I love trying all the new VR stuff, because it's like, oh my God, the new VR, it's different. It's a new experience. It's not the same thing. My friends, give you an example. And this is why I guess you could call me, I don't know what you would call me. You can call me anything you want. Call me an ass. I don't care. Asshole. But I was that kid. They were like, hey, we're all going to go to Six Flags again. Do you want to go? No, I've already been there. What? No, but it's fun. Yeah, I know, but I've already done that. I want to do something new. Robert? Hey, there you go. But you know what I mean? It's like I didn't care to go back and ride the Texas Giant again because I've already ridden it. I rode it twice that day. I'm done. You don't want to ride the Judge Roy Scream again? Why? I rode the Texas Giant. It's freaking huge. Don't you want to do the loopy loop? I can't remember what it's called. No, I've already done all that. I've done it. Let's move on. Let's move on to something new. So I was always that guy. So like a lot of those older, and this is, again, I'm going to piss off the entire Game Chasers audience that's still here, and I apologize. But that's why I've always, I have a lot of those old games. And every now and then I'll get a wild hair and I'll be like, dude, I got to play this. A wild hair. That's an old man saying, isn't it? But anyway, I'll hook up my old Nintendo and I'll play through the game or whatever. And a lot of times I'll get 5 minutes into it and go, yeah, I've done this. What's new? What else I got? And then oh yeah, I really, really enjoyed that back then. Now I'm done. And you know what I'm saying? You're not pissed. But you know what I'm saying? It's like, I'm kind of like I'm almost like the anti-nostalgia guy. Sorry. Even though there's definitely things, I mean, dude, almost all of Adventures in Game Chasing is kind of like, I say almost all, but there's a lot of like throwback type stuff there. You know what I mean? Nightbot, chill out. I gotta fix that. I don't like the fact that it's putting stuff like bam, bam, bam. Once every hour. I gotta fix that. Anyway. So be you. I know, but it's like, I don't know. I feel like it's a strange thing. And I think that may be part of the reason why Billy wanted feedback from me, is because I wasn't in it to remake a movie. I wanted to make a new experience based off of Billy's ideas. And I wanted to make something that wouldn't just appeal to gamers or not just appeal to the nostalgia people. I wanted it to appeal to a wide audience. And I think we did that. And I think that was really important for me. And so the thing that I'm writing right now is similar to things that have come before, but it's also saying things that I don't think have been said quite this way before. And so that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to make something that it's kind of like what Adventures in Game Chasing is to Billy and what it means for him. I want my thing, this thing that I'm writing, to be that for me. But I also want to distill it down to Caleb.
Thanks for streaming.
Thank you, Caleb. Look, I'll just say this. That is on here. I appreciate it very much, but never think you have to do that. Okay? Just the fact that you're here and you're watching, it's enough for me. Okay? So I appreciate it though. Thank you. Thank you. But yeah, that's my whole thing, is I want to make something that I'll give you this is a weird example, but hopefully it'll make sense. The reason that Brokeback Mountain works is not because all the gay people went out and said, "Oh, we gotta support this movie." Ang Lee made a movie that distilled a relationship of two people that couldn't be together. That's what the movie's about. And the reason that the movie got so much attention is because it didn't matter that they were gay. It didn't matter that they weren't gay. It didn't matter if it was a man or a woman. It wouldn't have mattered if it was, this and this. It really wouldn't have mattered because the story was done so well, the acting was so good, that it was really about these two people who couldn't be together. And it was kind of an amazing movie. So even though what I'm writing, okay, so there's that. Even though I'm writing something that's very personal to me, I'm hoping that I'm writing it in a way that is universal. Because I think that's what they tried to do there. Does that make any sense at all? I feel like I'm just saying words. So, Rob, you're writing a story about gay cowboys. No. What I'm trying to say, I don't know. For example, I'll give you an example. Adventures in Game Chasing. When you boil down the story, it's about two guys who are trying to recapture a piece of their childhood. Why? Because it means something to them to have this thing. It makes sense? Okay. But to me, that's what it is. It's recapturing childhood, but it's also uh that's what I heard. But it's also there's a processing, it's almost a layer, and this is the beautiful thing about it. And I can say this, try to say it without spoiling anything, but there's also a processing of loss. It's a story of loss in a way. And it's something to help you process that loss. And that is what, to me, is why the movie resonates with anybody. It's not just about the people that grew up with a Nintendo Entertainment System. No, it's not. It works for anybody. Because I watched it work with my dad, who doesn't give a crap about video games, doesn't give a crap about the original Nintendo, but he was locked into the story because it made sense to him. Gay cowboy movie name, My Big Gun on His Hip. That's what it's going to be called right there. But you know what I'm saying? Does that make any sense? I hope it makes sense. I do that a lot, by the way. I'll just try to talk something out and then go, okay, did I actually get to the point? I think I did. I must have ADHD. Like what do you call that? Undiagnosed ADHD? Yeah. But I just hope that, like, when I write this story about what I'm writing about, that I hope that you watch it and you go, even if you never did anything like what we're talking about in this movie, that you go, oh yeah, I totally relate to that. I totally get that. Any fantasy book recommendations that's like Lord of the Rings? It really depends on what you're going for, because I have definitely got some books that will scratch that itch. I mean, there's a lot that I haven't read. I'll say that. I'm starting to make my way through some of the more recent stuff. Of course, that Joe Abercrombie, I think it starts with The Blade itself, which is called the First Law trilogy. And it started as a trilogy and now it's a series of books, but it is more in the vein of Game of Thrones than like Lord of the Rings is, as far as how dark it is. Almost every single one of the characters does something bad, like does something that, like, okay, I can't believe they just did that, but you still root for them. It's amazing. The First Law trilogy, love that. Haven't read the last one yet. See, Carbonite knows. The First Law trilogy is one of those where, man, you start reading that book, you can't put it down. It's really, really well done. Of course, there's the Game of Thrones stuff. I've never read those. I tried to, and I didn't like them. Wheel of Time, of course, is got to be up there for me because I'm a third of the way through the 15 books, 15 books in that series. I finished book 5 not too long ago. I'm really enjoying that. Bucho, on the other hand, said he didn't like it at all. I just finished the first of a trilogy called The Gentleman Bastards, which is about the Made in Abyss trilogy. It's a very suspense. Okay. Oh yeah, hold on. I'll be right there. The Gentleman Bastards is about think like mid 1700s Venice. Okay? But like on another planet. It's kind of got that, with the crossbows and the ruffles and but these are, the Gentleman Bastards are thieves. And so you're going on this heist with them. And what's really cool about that one is that the character work is insanely good. Like, these characters. You've met people like this, and the dialogue is so freaking witty. I love it. I love that. But there's a lot of people that didn't like that one. And part of it is because he'll do a chapter of something that's happening right now, and then he'll do an interlude that tells you about something that happened in the past that relates to what's coming. And some people don't like that constant back and forth. Me, I loved it. And it's because the audiobook was so damn good. So that's a suggestion. Glokta. Oh my God, Glokta is so good. And he's a torturer. And he's an ass. And he's literally a terrible person. And yet I love reading about Glokta. Amazing. That's from the First Law trilogy. Okay, Made in Abyss. I gotta put these down and at least check them out. Made in Abyss trilogy. Okay. You didn't like Wheel of Time either? See, that's the thing. Wheel of Time is, for me, it took a little bit to get going. Like, I think Bucho checked out before it got going for me. But I'm one of those where I'm really patient. So I'll let something stew for a bit, and then it's like, and then bam, Wheel of Time really kicked in for me. And I said, okay, I'm buying the whole freaking series. Because I think I don't remember. Oh, you know what it is? A long time ago, I downloaded like a zip file full of a bunch of ebooks. And I read like the first like however many chapters of it because I had it. And then I said, okay, now I'm going to buy it. I'm going to buy it so I can have it on my Kindle. But there you go. You have no issues with interloop stuff? I mean, yeah, it's just like Quentin Tarantino movies for some people they don't like the skipping around. And especially when, okay, we're racking up the danger and the suspense. And then bam, now you're reading about something that happened 30 years ago. And you're like, okay, what? You know what I mean? But at the same time, if you're into the characters, you just have to kind of like, okay, let's see what happens. And because of that, I made myself have that patience, I really dug it. Man, Gentlemen Bastards was great. Lies of Locke Lamora is the first book. I got the trilogy on Kindle for like, I want to say like $10. It was on sale. Awesome. So you watched Lightyear. I was bored. I have not seen Lightyear yet. I think we were trying to figure out niece nephew stuff, and we were thinking about taking them, and then some drama happened and we couldn't do that. So I don't know if we'll ever get around to seeing it in the theater, but I kind of wanted to see Lightyear. Try to get into Forgotten Realms wizard character, but disliked it because the author likes BDSM scenes too much. You see, I think this is going to be one of those, I think, controversial things when it comes to, I guess, certain authors. I don't like it when everybody's horny all the time. I get bored. You were surprised that you were bored in Lightyear? That's a bummer. I still want to see it though, because it's Pixar. I like Pixar movies. And I think I'm behind like 3 on them. I don't think I saw like the last 3 ones. Yeah, because I haven't seen Turning Red. I haven't seen Onward. I did see Soul. So yeah, I've missed some. But yeah, I don't like it when there's too much of that. And it's just because I find it, I don't know. It's like it has to make sense. It's the same reason why I would complain about sex scenes in Game of Thrones. Because so much of it was like, hey, look, boobies. And it's like, but why, though? Does it make sense in the story? Then fine, have boobies. But if you're just doing it to be like, hey, we got to get nudity, and that sucks. And that's boring. It's just like a visual effects scene or a special effects, more visual effects than special effects typically. But it's like when you have something that goes on forever showing you, oh, look at what we created. And it's like, I don't care. Tell me a story. I'm not here for you to show off your work. I'm here to be told a story, and the visual effects are just a tool to tell the story. So to me, sex scenes a lot of times are just there for the shock value, or because, oh, we got to have a sex scene in here, instead of it being something that drives the plot forward. That makes sense? I'm sure it does. I think that makes sense. You haven't read past the first Wheel of Time yet. I really got into it in the second one. But see, I'm also, look, this might be cheating, but I'm reading along with the audiobook because my local library has the audiobooks for Wheel of Time. So I've been listening to the audiobooks as I'm reading, and it helps because of my crazy ADHD brain. It helps me focus on what's going on, and I really enjoy it. Even though I think plus what's kind of cool about Wheel of Time is if you know any of the story, there's definitely a lot of male characters. There's a lot of female characters, right? And I don't know why I'm doing this when talking about this. But the male character, the male author, or the male reader, narrator, he annoys the crap out of me. The way that he says something like it doesn't mean anything. But it's like, and your main character that you really love a lot, well, he fell down a hole and he broke his ankle. And it's like, why are you saying it so nonchalant? Like, you should be saying it more. It's the way that he reads. I don't like it. But the female reader is great. But anyway, sorry. And gosh, man, no wonder my throat is getting sore, guys. Aragon books were pretty good about the Dragon Riders. They made a movie of the first book that didn't do too well, but I liked the movie. And Squiggles is here. Oh my God, Squiggles. Squiggles, you're going to have to check back into the stream a little bit. There's some scenes, some behind the scenes for the Adventures in Game Chasing movie. Pretty cool. You should check that out. Yeah, definitely check Gentlemen Bastards out. I really liked it. I watched a review of somebody that said, I didn't like any of the characters. And I'm like, I love the characters, number one. Number two, they didn't like the interludes. So if those two things, if you like some characters that are gray, I guess, you'll be okay, I think. I think that may be part of it. I don't know. Wait a minute. Mostly read Gem. I'm talking about Snuff, Rob. It was bad. Did I miss something? I might have missed something. Sorry. Mom took some of the nephews to light years. She thought it was boring, and the story didn't make a lot of sense. She didn't think the lesbian thing was that big a deal, though. Still never seen a Toy Story movie, like, ever, but those action figures out right now are pretty neat. Might pick some up. Yeah, I have seen the first 3 Toy Story movies. I hear Toy Story 4 is really good, too. Never watched that. I'm behind on that. But man, Toy Story 2 in particular is really fun. I really like that movie. 3 makes you cry a lot. Patricia, Wheel of Time is not of the devil. I mean, it is kind of evil sometimes. Luckily, Lightyear isn't Toy Story. That's true. The Toy Story movies did not age well animation-wise. True, but that's one of those things where, to me, story trumps all. Story, look at the original Star Wars movies. I still can watch them because the story's good. But I get what you're saying, though. Heard the Wheel of Time show sucked. Yeah, there were some problems. There were some really cool things, and then some really like if you thought Obi-Wan was controversial, amongst fans, holy crap. The Wheel of Time fans were like, some of them were not happy. I'm interested to see the next season for sure, and I will be reviewing it because I want to see the show, and they do really well on my channel, the reviews. But yeah. were some problems. Patricia of the Devil. Oh my gosh. Right up there with that damn foosball. That's right. That's right. My overly religious coworker told me I was atheist for liking time travel. I'm trying to figure that one out. How does that make you atheist? I don't know. Foosball is the foosball is the devil. You have to kind of say it like that. I don't know. Anyway, guys, thank you. Thank you for being here. This was a blast. I honestly thought that this was going to go like super fast. But you guys, man, you keep me talking and I love it. I love it. And this is part of the reason why I was really excited about coming over to YouTube, you know, is because I felt like there was a possibility I might have a little more interaction. You guys are chatting it up and I love it. And I hope that I'm putting on a show that you're enjoying. But anyway, let's call it a night. Okay, let's just call it a night. My throat is, I need some more water. Let's chill out a little bit. But hey, more to come. I think damn it, I don't think it ever actually came. Hold on a second. Just 1 second. Just give me a second here. Let me see if this actually got here. Delayed, not yet shipped. Thanks, Amazon. I wasn't counting on this for a video this week or anything. Anyway, if this comes by next Tuesday, I'll show this off. I really wanted to show this off. But, oh well, we'll get to it. But guys, thank you for being here. Thank you as always. It's like, I feel like I should just say it at the beginning and end of every, I love that you're here. I love that you're, you know, watching it and enjoying it and chatting and stuff. I mean, it's just freaking super cool. So thank you. And yeah, I guess we'll see you next Tuesday. Same time, 7 o'clock. As far as I know, there's no reason why I can't. So let's do it. But thank you guys. And thank you. I mean, look at this. Look at this. This is awesome. 1 more hour. Oh my God. Ah. Okay, wait. I had a customer think I was religious because of the cross tattoo until I told her it's actually an upside down cross with bat wings from Castlevania. Oops. That's awesome, Star Fox. But thank you, Caleb. Thank you. And no more hours. No more hours. But thank you guys. Of course, Carbonite, Melvor hanging out almost the whole stream, I think. Star Fox, of course. Ted. You know, we had Bucho earlier. Leon, we had Billy and Jay in here. What kind of crap's going on in here? This is awesome. So I really thank you guys for watching, and we will see you next Tuesday, 7 p.m.